because it's our first time fighting against that kind of meta, like Aurora PH meta, using Tang Jungler. I think there's a lot of learnings that we can apply in our playstyle and we can do more.
We don't expect we going to this far. We just wanted to be perform well in the series. We just only care about do our best again.
Sebenarnya awalnya kayak nggak dipandang gitu sama orang-orang, kayak dipandang sebelah mata lah. Cuman makin kesini mereka semakin support karena ya tahu juga karena kita lagi bagus. SRG sama AE mirip sih, karena mereka suka perang, AE juga suka perang. Bisa dibilang gamenya bakal sangat seru aja sih.
If ever that I don't make it to the grand finals, the regret that I will have is this upper bracket finals, because I really felt that we could have really won the series.
I will regret if we lose, but we're not doing our best.
Watching how we played, I felt like we can win this tournament. I'm still feeling pretty positive that we can bounce back from this.
How I tell the team is like we have a same goal. We try to reach the goal. It's not easy.
The M6, we could eliminate M6 stage. We could have lost in the lower bracket, but we were still able to make it to the third place. So, lost for your tournament live. We will fight for them.
I'm still hopeful that we can make it to the grand final.
Di M7 ini yang pasti aku nggak mau nyanyain momentum ini karena ya kesempatan nggak mungkin datang 2 kali aja. Jadi aku pengen maksimalin ini.
Whatever the result is for this tournament, I'm pretty proud of them.
This marks the first ever meeting between SRG and Alter Ego. Will SRG move one step closer to their dream of winning the M7 trophy for Malaysia? Or will Alter Ego make history right here on home soil?
Let's enjoy the game, boys.
SRG! 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 Humes and Cram! The unstoppable Red Giants! Innocent and Sakai! The unstoppable Red Giants! And the Prodigy Stormy! Standing taller than ever, the conquerors and giants of MPL Malaysia, Selangor Red Giants!
Here come the hometown heroes, Alter Ego!
Back on stage is Orphe! Hitume! Nino! Yasuke! Alex! Indonesia! Let me hear you say, go, go, go for Alter Ego Esports!
You can feel and hear the excitement of the crowd, but the tension in the air is thick, as only one of these two teams will make it to the grand finals. Will it be the Malaysian Selangor Red Giants, their hopes of delivering the first World Championship for the region? Or is it Alter Ego, the hometown heroes, hoping to deliver their second one here at home? Welcome to Coaches For Selangor Red Giants, it's Coach Arcadia and Ozora Becky. For Alter Ego Esports, it's Coach Sepper and Sticks. With them is the M7 head referee Gary to ensure the integrity and fairness of the tournament. The Giants and the Masks stand tall, but only one will move forward. We begin our discussion with Selangor Red Giants. As Sakai's and Innocent need to be on demon time if they want to go to the grand finals.
We know what this team can achieve when they are actually in that team on time. When they started at M7 on a roll, only stumbling against a very good team in Aurora because of some draft choices. But I'm sure right now they will have a different approach.
Sakai's turtle control rate, 51%, 50-50. Lord control rate, 52%. Not that good compared to Yasuke, honestly, who leaned more towards the 70% rate. But Innocence, gold lane Sora pick here might become the main trade of the draft. A 4-game winning streak in the gold lane for that hero.
I think they're going to have to trade hard in mid for those power picks because Stormy is number 2 amongst unique heroes pick. That's 8. So how are they going to be trading? Farsa for Eve, Eve for Farsa, and will we see a Valentina? Because those kinds of picks swerve.
I would say that the two teams, SRG as well as Alter Ego, the way that they draft is they don't want to actually lose in that mid lane. In fact, we saw in the previous game where we see like Eve getting picked up even after Claude was already picked up. This might not happen in this particular game. SRG are precise when it comes to their choices in the mid lane for Stormy.
And Alter Ego have to be precise with their picks in the jungle for the super rookie or maybe even potentially super MVP Yasuke. Again, first time on the world stage and he's playing like this. Even Arfi earlier, the Claude performance he had in a game 5 is a testament for his ability to carry.
Yasuke's Leomord is a force to be reckoned with. Even if Sakai's is respectable on the hero, they'll have to think twice about that. Even Arfi's Freya. The Claude is pretty solid too, might be up for trading, but reconsider that winning streak on the Sora. But I think here for them, they're willing to juggle it in the hands of El Padre and Nino. And as well, Hijume. If you're talking about Farsa, he's 4-0 with it. How is Stormy going to match up to it? And does Stormy have that pocket Lunox to turn the tides?
Like I said, I think the way that Alter Ego should be approaching this match is to not have any kind of weakness in that mid trio. I think that if we're just talking about the mid lane jungle and the roam, it is more amplified when you're always up against SRG because SRG, they have built their house around that. Of course, they are proud of their side laners, which happens to be like imported Filipino players, but their mid trio, if that does not work, if that had not been working for the longest time, this team wouldn't have gone places. So I think that this is something that Alter Ego needs to target.
It seems like with all the picks that we discussed with each player, it's like 4 roles are going to be hotly contested. While the roam is just, all right, Yumes, Alec, whatever ends up with us, we're going to make it work.
Yep.
It's like in the EXP Gold, there's a trade for Sora. Of course, the priorities on the Claude. In the jungle, who's going to get the Leomord and what?
Looking back to Alter Ego's slobber knocker, almost grand finals performance against Team Liquid in the previous series of the day, you know that Alec played 5 unique heroes. Alec played Kalia, Cho, Khalid, Hylos, and Hilda. What can this man not do? So I would be looking at that as Coach Ark and Coach Veggie and saying, if he's okay to do all of that, didn't even play Gatot Kacha at all, where do we put Yumes?
Yeah. Seems like that's going to be the question. At that point, do you even take anything away from Alec? Try to take anything away from Alec? Liquid focus on the Grok. But I feel like if Selangor Red Giants can trade for it, involve Grok in the trade. I know they love putting it on the hands of Yumes, but any team that loves playing a specific pick is more than willing to allow it open because they're the ones who know how to counter it.
And I would say that we can expect the roamers to be put in the the second phase of the picks. I think there will really be a trade between the mid laners. Obviously, the junglers were there. I think Leomord is still highly contested. Now, compared to Team Liquid Philippines, I think SRG will be a team that will automatically ban the Freya. I think after watching what happened in the early series, that hero will be banned here.
I think Liquid lost out one too many games because they let through the Freya.
Yep.
They learned that lesson a little too late. But yeah, I reckon SRG should be that kind of team. They should pick up on that sooner than later.
We now head into the draft. Flying Cloud for this very first one. Watch out for your over-aggression early on, because teams will be able to rejoin into the fight very quickly if you decide to invade. Selangor Red Giants will not heed my advice, and they will go ahead and ban out the Grok. Meanwhile, Alter Ego take away the Sora and the Esmeralda.
Okay. That should be. Oh, that is Jushin for SRG gonna be attempting a trade for the Claude as well as the Eve. Now Alter Ego, they have shown that they are willing to first pick the Leomord actually.
Yep.
But if Leomord and Claude is available, which might actually happen in this particular match, since I'm really thinking that the Freya is the third ban for SRG, I wonder what they will prioritize. Is it going to be Leomord, or is it going to be that Eve? What a ban, a Farsa for Alter Ego.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eve would be this blue 3 ban, but instead they respect Stormy that much and take away that Farsa.
Okay.
They're not gonna risk it. Hijuma's not gonna say, okay, coach, I can Lunox them. Despite the stellar matchup, the win rate on a Lunox to Farsa matchup, they won't risk it.
This really tells me Eve first pick for Alter Ego. Then eventually, if they give up the Claude, at least there is the potential for the Freya. But if the Freya gets banned by SRG, I think that it's just fair for Alter Ego to just prioritize that Claude, because the Claude is not afraid of the Eve, not that afraid of the Leomord, although that could be a problem.
What's your command?
It's Fanny instead. Alter Ego, absolutely not the Claude first pick. I think likely Eve or Leomord.
Eve or the Mord, yeah.
Just one of those two. With them taking away the Farsa, what if it is just going to go straight into the Eve, so they take it away from Stormy? But I mean, you can count on Stormy to play the Kimmy and oh, wow.
Freya.
Wow, that is the what us, where Alter Ego continue to
Yeah,
surprise.
because they know they break away the Freya board combo, so they're okay with that. They're okay if the Claude is picked up. Worst that could happen is Eve is the choice here for SRG, which I think likely it is.
So SRG gets both, the Eve and the Mord.
Eve Mord, that's right. It will be so bad if SRG gives the Leomord back. I think it's just that's the Mord as well as the Eve.
Okay. Are they going to lean towards the most obvious pick, or maybe go in for their own swerve? They pick up the Hilda, and then they're going to go Claude. Hilda into the Leomord, though, is if ever Alter Ego picks up the Leomord here.
Scary SRG. I think they want to go Fredrin third pick.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because we know that SRG, they struggle with the utility junglers. And the scariest thing about this is that you can just Leomord. There you go.
They gave away
what we suggested
for them.
And Alter Ego gets the trifecta of the metagame. Of today's metagame, I mean, like literally today, January 24th.
Let SRG cook, but what are they cooking up? We saw what happened to Liquid earlier against these three. Well, to the credit of SRG, if they can take this game 1 win against those three, then Alter Ego will have to do some major restructuring.
Oh yeah, they cracked the code if that's the case.
Yeah.
So this could be limit testing. Again, it's a best of 5.
Why would you limit test in the lower bracket finals?
Hey,
what if this time they go Uranus?
It's been a while since we've seen a download team.
That's true.
Right.
In the history of MLBB Esports, there have been, a couple of teams who succeeded by allowing certain things to run through and see how far they can get away with it. SRG this early, leaning hard on a strat that beat them in the upper bracket finals. Are they going utility this early?
This was automatically banned against Cartesi after, I think after game 2, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's so important. I feel like this is actually a good hero. But is it a good hero for Sekais? That's the
yeah.
Is it a good hero for SRG in general right now? If we were just to block out the logos of the teams, I think that this is such an even first 3 picks. Yeah,
I can see that. Although because of that all the more important question around Sekais and this Baksha pick, I am underwhelmed by this Baksha.
Yep.
On theory, yes.
2 out of 3 times that Liquid pulled off a utility jungler-centric lineup in their lower bracket semis earlier today, that they lost, by the way.
Yeah.
AE figured it out.
Yep.
So what? I don't know. Maybe SRG is working on recency bias. Maybe all right. Let's just not do what Liquid did in those moments, because I'm also a believer of the utility jungler meta, but not like this. Not so soon. Not so brazen.
We'll see. The show being banned out, I believe that SRG will be looking towards the ban on the Kalia as it is. It is actually still open.
Yep. That's a Selena. We haven't seen her banned or picked in a while.
Girl.
Who said there are no shortcuts?
So that's
in
the
life?
chip. All
I
right, smart,
literally
because we
invented
saw
one.
Alter Ego actually pick up that chip.
My
That's this the
kiss.
it's the Alice.
Really
All right.
isn't immortality.
So SRG gonna be looking for their maybe last pick their Stormy hero. Just get the Lunox maybe.
Yeah. Put that in the mid. Yeah, straight up. I mean, in the center of the map, when you're going up against all the pokes of E, the self-sustain is going to help you out greatly, and you can punish aggression if ever you get to Darkening and Chaos Assault out. How would you feel if they suddenly sort of pick up a Zetkian for Stormy?
Maybe last pick if that is the case. Then in that scenario they would want to get the CC first.
Wow.
For Crab.
We don't know actually if this faction is a jungler.
Lapu-Lapu.
Now we can confirm it's a jungler.
Now it's a jungler.
Yeah. I was just about to say, because not a single time in M7 has Selangor Giants played utility jungle.
Yeah.
Not once.
Not once. All right. So I think without the Esmeralda, you need a little bit of strength here from Alter Ego, but you already have picked up your Freya as well as your Eve. Might not get that from the Expedite. Maybe just a Yu Zhong. It is actually available. Maybe a Yu Zhong for Nino, and then would want to look for another source of stun to actually activate this Freya.
Yeah.
Kalia is still open. So I think Kalia Yu Zhong will be
Right. With the EXP.
They go back.
Whoa, what is the
That
is this
a roll
glue?
Roll Patrick.
Okay, Alec, ever growing his hero pool. What number is that now?
And
Dear
SRG,
God.
these were different meta. Angela with the last pick for SRG. Look at how many good vessels there are for the Angela.
Nice one, baby.
Yeah.
Nice one, baby, but that is very unlikely in this scenario.
That's unique. That's a unique pick for Alec right there.
10th unique pickup now for the M7 World Championship, and I think SRG might not have expected this. The big swerve, the roam glue. It's even more so worrying now for Sakai to make this Blackshaw jungle work.
Yeah. You're left with
Got him lined up in
Kimmy.
Yeah.
I really don't like SRG's lineup.
It's a weird damage profile.
It's scattered.
It's like a ragdoll.
It's a damage profile that AE are comfortable going into.
I have to vote for Alter Ego, especially after seeing them with this lineup. It's so difficult to go up against this five man that they have built.
Yeah. Leo, Alter Ego also?
Yeah, especially with El Padre on that CC. He's hot with it.
Well, Selangor Red Giants gave 3 crucial heroes to Alter Ego. Heroes integral to the destruction of the Golden Road. Unless SRG suddenly whip out some next level MLBB gameplay, then they might just be falling in this very first game. Malaysia versus Indonesia.
5 seconds till the enemy
SRG
reaches the
versus
battlefield.
Alter Ego.
Smash them.
Here we go. Alter Ego just took down a Titan, and now next in sight are
Welcome
the Giants
to
here.
Mobile Legends.
Welcome everyone to this best of 5, a spot to the grand finals to face off. Rora from the Philippines is on the line, and it starts here. Brigida, how are we feeling? I mean, did you get some time to recalibrate after the last match, and now we jump into this one? Whoa, Hijime.
Okay, I thought we'd be seeing another first blood in less than a minute, but I'm first of all glad to see Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm glad to cast Patrick,
Everyone
but I'm
loves it.
very surprised to see it in Rome. And I guess this goes to show how deep Alter Ego and their pockets are in terms of bringing out these picks or these drafts. But then overall, I just feel like momentum is definitely on their side. This is a draft that will enable them to keep fighting as much as they want. But SRG, just the same, since they have this very tanky lineup, they just have to find the right targets to go for. And I feel like that's why we're seeing those fast rotations come in. But so far, Alter Ego are just quick to reposition.
And Arfie's been playing this matchup all day long. Freya up against Claude, and he seems to always do well on it. And even Nino getting bullied up top a little bit doesn't feel too bad because last game saw him behind 2 deaths and still carried.
Yeah, I wonder how this is going to work out too, just because, again, like the panel mentioned, there's basically 3 very comfort picks that we just saw from the last series with Alter Ego. Again, I just feel like I've only seen basically that in the gold lane. It's typically Arfie putting pressure on the Claude as he should, and we know that how that scaling can go here for them. But even so, to see this Leo more into the hands of Yazuke, where he had to go ahead and deal with it from Carl Teasy in the previous one, you know that they want to go ahead and start things strong. And even for Nino on the CC, I think that was such a big part of that game 5 in the last series here. So yeah, if I had to say anything, momentum-wise, Alter Ego Esports should have this with this kind of draft too. I mean, but SRG is going to go claim the turtle.
Nice level 4 over to Cram just in time. A big Raven Spider comes down. Yazuke on the steed. Looking for Yumes now. Yumes brought down low. Can Nino get the kill? Yazuke with first blood. So a turtle for a kill. How we feel about that trade?
It feels as if it's still somewhat in favor of Alter Ego, because from the get-go, it didn't seem like they wanted the turtle anyway. They were just standing in the EXP lane. They had their eyes set on Cram. It seems like Cram was the initial target. It just so happened that Yumes was there. He was the more accessible one for them at the moment as SRG transitioned towards potentially considering that fight after the objective. So I feel like this is Alter Ego and their game plan all along, but Arfie?
Nice gank onto Arfie. In comes the Blazing Duet. Arfie in a bad spot, taking out Sekai's. Able to get the kill. Look at Alec though. Gets a slam. Hichume gets involved as well. Doesn't use RWM just yet. Here comes Mario. The slam through, and they're all caught in the RWM. Yumes trying to do damage on Hichume as Sekai's goes up against Yazuke. It's a 1v2. He pushes him inside, and down goes Yazuke.
Sekai's is still alive. He's so tanky. Now Arfie trying to join in.
All right, Arfie looking for the battle. Alter Ego decides to back off. It's 2-2.
Okay, that shows us that, yes, they want to go ahead and shut down Arfie from scaling up the way we saw him do previously. They make a play there in the gold lane, but then they also have to answer, and they're still going to stay down here. Now, one of the big things that they can play around for Alter Ego Esports, like we just saw, was that combination of having the real-world manipulation in your favor, and then you kind of just let to go and let loose with the Phantom Steed and everything else. But there's good response from SRG's lineup. They're capable of fighting back if they want to.
A lot of damage onto Yumes. Yumes won't be able to get away from this one. Yazuke with another kill into his pocket. Add that on with the War Axe. He's 3-1-0. It's looking good.
Yeah.
For him.
I was supposed to say, Alter Ego so far have found ways to really deal with Stormy. I think so far, considering the damage profile right now, it's really Stormy who you want to go after at that moment. But now it's even Yumes who seems like a really easy target. Alec, wait.
Alec's taking a lot of damage. There goes RWM though. Arfie locks onto Cram. Sekai's is able to get the turtle though. Into the backside, Nino looking for damage dealers, but the damage goes all onto Arfie. Graham able to get the kill, but Alter Ego don't want to let it go. Hichume and Alec are moving forward. Another kill into the hands of Stormy as Yazuke bites one back. It's a 2-for-2. The turtle still goes to SRG.
They just really want to keep fighting. That was Alec also burning the flicker just to force that dive under the tier 2, making sure that Yazuke too has company as he goes in for the dive.
There's I don't know, it's like a hidden passive about the SpongeBob and Patrick skin. Like, you just want to fight them. There's something about it, man, and that's what happened. Alec was taking all that damage, and it started up that fight that was chosen by SRG. So, you know, amidst it all, some kills obviously went over to Alter Ego, and they had a good fight there, but SRG still maintains the lead. They do have still some control around the map.
Who got it?
Oh, did he get the orange buff? Yes. Yazuke will be able to get away safely with this. Cram moving on to Hichume. Yumes there as well. Alec looking to join the fray. A lot of damage with a Blazing Duet in a sin. Able to get the kill on a Hichume. Alec's now in trouble. Next on the chopping block, he gets the slam, tries to bring him back, but he's caught in between 4 members. They're going to jump him. They're going to pound him down, and now Yazuke's on the run as well as wants to close the distance. Out comes the Phantom Steed. Innocent now getting involved as well as Yazuke picks up Yumes, flickers through, and Nino gets away safely.
Oh my, that was a well-timed entry from Innocent. You saw it. Arfie was nowhere to be found during that instance, so there definitely was an advantage towards SRG. But Yasuke, though, the reset and him getting his ultimate for the second time around and still finding something out of that. It's still a really good stat line we're seeing, and he's still ahead of Sekai's.
He wants to take them off again.
He's going to take another one here with the pushback onto you. Comes RP with the Valkyrie descent. Sekai's going to be in a lot of trouble here. One more hit and he does go down. Yasuke picks up the kill, and now Yasuke's on the run. Cram able to close the distance, though. And now Stormy moving on RP. A nice stun onto Alec. The grab, slam, a nice RP to catch Stormy and Innocent, but Cram is taking him for a ride. Back onto the tower, Alec finally forced to run off, but he knows onto the tower. He doesn't care about the shots. He's gonna get the kill. But Innocent now look for the response from Blazing Duet. The Vengeance able to respond back, and we are back down to calm.
Alter Ego wants to fight the Giants, and the Giants will always fight back. Again, all this for the buff pressure in the jungle is what's happening here. Third turtle is up. We'll see if SRG secures this one again. But man, you got to get up to Alter Ego. The way they like to fight on the map early on, it doesn't matter. They'll take those fights.
And they may have stayed a bit too long there, though, because they were able to take away the objective or the buffs from Sekai's, but Sekai's was able to get away. And now it's these two marksmen who keep fighting. Hold on.
Big hit on to Cram. Cram's going to go down. Arp comes into the backside, though. Looking to try to get the final hit. Yuum's able to find Yasuke. Nino finds Cram. It's a 1-for-1 and a Blazing Duet locks on to Hijime. And he does go down. Innocent wants another. He's going to chase down Innocent. Doesn't have the BMI currently, but it's just a couple more shots. He finally flickers in. One more hit. But no! Cram won't go down like this.
But he has to get off, and Innocent's just going to go again, but you can't chase him down. The flying clouds.
Walks into Stormy. Sekai's there as well. Now Nino in the back. Let's get under the base safely. What is going on?
That's the curtain call. He could have reached. He could have reached, and he could have went for the chase, but
he was tied up.
He was tied up.
Tied up by the yo-yo, man. I mean, hey, that's about as good as it will get in those engages. But man, Alter Ego Esports, you know, looking at the items too, falling into place here, you've got to go with some defense, and that's why you got those brute forces built in.
Yeah.
Nino has to help Yosuke, especially when they decide to go into these fights again, fighting around the real world manipulation. It does help them kind of lock down the control, but so far, notice how SRG has taken these fights. They also have pretty good defensiveness now too, with the couple chastised pauldrons they have, plus the Dom Mice on Yuums. He picks up his own, so they are going into these fights ready to just kind of brawl it out defensively.
And Alter Ego does not have that just yet. They don't have a direct answer to Innocent, who, compared to what we've seen whenever RV on the Freya goes up against the Claude in their previous series against Liquid, seems to be performing much better on the Claude. These early decisions to join the fights, the amount of damage you get to see from him, and that Swift Trinity already completed in 9 minutes.
Yep.
Means so much about how Innocent was able to handle the laning phase.
Well, not only that, but Singular Giants as a whole made a great job at ganking that gold lane to make sure Innocent had a good experience.
You know where that is? Because I see that fight with RP multiple times in the last series. They're like, you know what? If we want to go ahead and have a better chance here, Innocent's got to do his thing, but we also got to allow him to do his thing. And so that one or two times they went down and kind of focused on that to get that kill, or at least to stop RP from bullying the lane early on. That's what helped bring them to this point. Now they've got control around this first Lord here. Alter Ego, though, trying to get a position for this, unless they go for RP. Okay.
He's just going to get pushed back. There's the commit, though. Big Brave Spider with a Blazing Duet from Innocent. Hijime now just trying to get away, but he's going to get chopped down. Yasuke does bring out the Phantom Steed, but at this point, AE just wants to get away free. SRG now looking, pacing. Arfi gonna back off. They just want the Lord. Will AE give it to him?
Arfi wasn't the real target. When they saw Arfi and when they felt that SRG might actually go for him, Hijime, the other members were forced to reveal themselves, and unknowingly, Cram was there, ready to jump on them anytime. And that was the perfect cue for Innocent to just use the Blazing Duet at the right moment as well. There was no way Hijime could have gotten out of that, not without the flicker. And now Alter Ego couldn't even contest, but wait.
Big Valkyrie's descent. RP finally moves on to Stormy. A couple more shots, but he gets stunned. Wait, the final hit connects. Innocent gonna be pulling up soon, though. RP still going strong. Yasuke, the RWM catches two, and that's gonna be it for Cram. Alter Ego Esports always fight back.
They'll take the fight even with a Lord charging toward them. They don't care. They'll go for it. The Purify will not save Stormy.
Yeah, and such a brutal way to deal with Cram, who you saw for how many times in a row now was just able to easily get access to Hijume. But during that moment where it wasn't such a reactive real-world manipulation that you get to see from Hijume, he was being well guarded by the other members of Alter Ego. Surprisingly, they have ways, they have damage to already deal with this guy, and that is something you could also expect from them in the upcoming team fight so long as they're able to set up, but Sakai's...
Nice dodges from Alec and RP.
Oh, there's the re-engage.
Does get the grab. Force use a flicker, and comes Cram with a Bravest Fighter. Innocent gets some more free shots. RBL does come out, but AE decides to disengage.
Okay.
All right, they wanted, like, there was an attempt to set something up. They didn't get the setup they were looking for if you're SRG, and then Alec decided to go ahead and engage. He gets zoned out from his team. Nothing too bad, though, because, again, that one kill doesn't really change the course of the game. They're, at this point, playing into the Lord here in about a minute and 20.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the itemization and everything else, even the space on the map, it's nearly even, right? 3 turrets are down. Alter Ego's got that. SRG has 3 now as well. So it's more so about these constant fights that we've seen breaking out. How do the adjustments be made here? Again, once we get to some of those defensive items coming into place, that's where you'll see a little more finesse that's needed for the team to have that upper hand. Conceals also are going to be a big part of this.
Yeah, and it's also maybe a Flying Clouds thing where
that's
they
true.
just constantly find themselves back wherever the team fight was last seen, and they just constantly find ways to start again, which I think has been working really well so far for both of these teams, because it's just really a matter of timing and who gets to force out a fight at the better moment, especially considering now that we're approaching the more important objectives, and the gold lead hasn't really swung significantly in any of these teams' direction so far. It's always been less than 1K. I guess the most significant you could really look at is how Yazuki is already 2K up ahead of Sekai's, but that's a utility you're talking about.
Oh, Brave Spider comes in. He shows up as well. RP able to dash away, and this is, I mean, Alter Ego continuously just testing the waters here.
They were basically like, you know what, Lord's coming up. Let's not lose anybody in this. They disengaged. They're going to go ahead and reset. One of the things we're seeing too from Arfi is, you know, now that he's built up, he might be down 1,000 gold against Innocent, but he's really focusing on trying to catch Stormy. I'm not sure if they're going to get here in time, though. Lord goes for a bit of a reset, but they go.
Stun. To the backside, plays into it, connects onto nobody. Alec gonna get the stun onto 2 in the backside. RP tries to disrupt Humes, but is on the run. Cram, brought low. Yasuke picks up the kill. Now they're gonna move on to Sakai's. Innocent looking for free shots. Sakai's brought back to the team, and Nino just needs a few more shots. The RWM, the mega kill, and Alter Ego are finding the advantage as we speak.
Okay, Yasuke, another Phantom Steeds trying to chase, but SRG, it's only 3 of them left.
Yeah, they can't contest this. That was a hard fought for the Lord here. They'll be able to grab it for Alter Ego.
You would have thought Crab was in such a perfect position already to start a fight, but once it all broke out, he couldn't find his target. He just wanted to go for Hijume at that moment, but Hijume was able to reposition, get under tier 2, and now Cram finds himself in the middle of 4 members of Alter Ego who he couldn't really just fight against all alone.
You know, we keep saying Innocent is doing great. He's 5-0-5. But it's so hard to find multiple members with that blazing duet because Alter Ego has such a split up composition.
Yeah.
And everyone has dashes, everyone has kites, unless you hit Alec, who's going to stun you. And they're able to all kind of hold their own, essentially. If they want to go 1v2 somewhere, they can, and at least nobody goes down. So what we saw in that last fight, Innocent Blaze Duet just connects to nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only that, but also, again, Arfi is doing a great job at trying to go for Stormy, and then the team, SRG, kind of has to deal with that and help Stormy heal. And that's why Cram ended up dying, because he was separated from the team. So that is going to continue to happen for these team fights, where you see that pressure towards that back line here. The Lord charges in.
Cram into the backside with the Bravest Fighter, goes straight to his death. A Valkyrie ascent, ready for the engage as Yasuke bounces down onto Sekai's, but a blazing duet in the back line, but it's still just not enough. He has to be on my back. He's able to find Hujume. And now it's a 3v3. SRG defend the towers.
Wow, Innocent threaded the needle there. He was one hit away from going down, but able to capitalize a kill. That was enough to keep them in the game. But man, Arfi is a menace on this Freya. He might have had a hard time in the early game, but they're looking to take a base turret here.
Yeah, did use the Valkyrie Descent to get out though. Now he uses his to dash forward.
Pincer onto Yumes. Yumes brought very low. Nino able to pick up the kill, but now Yasuke has to back up. Arfi may have finally met his match. Oh, he goes down with Stormy picking up the kill, but they do break the inhibitor.
Arfi's like, I want this kill. He wanted to kill Innocent, didn't even use the flicker, but he goes down. Ultimately, there's some damage on the turrets of the base of SRG. They lose the bottom turret, but still, nonetheless, they keep things mostly intact. 2 base turrets still up, some key defensive items being picked up as well. Now you've got the immortality in the hands of Yumes. And yes, like you mentioned, Trex, one of the hard things about this is Innocent getting value out of the Blazing Duet. He does just pick up the Malefic Gun now, so he's got that Rose Gold and a Win in Nature for defense. Yeah, that's the hard thing, is actually getting use of the damage profile that you have. And that's why the panel mentioned this, that the damage profile of it and making it work is a little finicky, and you just got to be able to pull that off.
So maybe that's why RFE really wanted to force that, because he knew, I guess, 2 things. He was already full build, and there was no Winter Crown or Wind of Nature for Innocent. So he really wanted to force that first kill, but Crab.
Gonna push the fight, a nice grab onto Cram. But wait a second, Yumes is locking onto Arfi. Alter Ego might want to disengage on this one, not try to take the full fight. They're all down to about half health.
Yeah, that's
quite low.
Yeah, it's gonna be enough time for them though to just reset and prep for the upcoming one. They'll be making sure that they take care of the waves though. Fortunately for them, 1 base turret's already down for SRG.
Yeah, they can work this. Lord is up. Going to be started here. It will evolve shortly. Again, Flying Clouds being traditionally one of the maps, if not the longest play time right now throughout M7 is Flying Clouds. So they'll start this up, half health on the Lord. Attraction Pulse thrown out.
Arfi with a Valkyrie Descent onto Sakai's. He's brought down to solo. Arfi is shredding through. In the backside though, Sakai's falls. Cram gonna be the next. Arfi keeps on going. On to the next one, but a Blazing Duet. Into the backside. Yasuke brought low, but he snipes him out with the sword.
Someone ban this Freya from Arfi.
Why is he still getting his hands on the Freya?
Time after time, Alter Ego break through the base, and it's not going to be enough to stop him here. Waiting for a few more minions, couple more hits, and Alter Ego end game number 1.
The momentum is there. We said it for this series. Smiles on their face, and my goodness, I gotta say, man, take out the threat. Take it away from him or ban it out. Because Arfi, imagine, there was so much focus on him from SRG in the early portion of the game. They kind of shut him down, but then boom, he comes back and locks in and just is a menace in the back line. I mean, Sakai's, Cram, it didn't matter who. The Valkyrie was just tearing them apart.
Because Innocent on this Claude was able to match that Freya, at least for the laning phase, at least for a couple of team fights which we saw in the early stages of the game. He played it really well for a matchup that you would consider to be favoring the Freya, but that wasn't enough to save them in this game where Arfi just kept jumping in and forcing the fights in the backlines. No, I don't even think that was the backline. That was Sakai's he tried to hunt down in that last fight.
Yeah, he went for Sakai's, he went for Cram. That's why I was saying Arfi didn't care about Innocent anymore. He's like, I'm not going to catch Innocent. So he adjusted, especially around the mid-game. He's like, I'm going to go for Stormy. I'm going to go for Skies. I don't care. As long as I'm able to get a resource out or potentially a kill. And eventually, he scaled up so much that he was just shredding through anybody he picked. So, again, an amazing game there. Game 1 in the series. Let's throw it over to the panel to talk about Game 1.
22 kills in the first 8 minutes of the game. I wish there was a group of people who suggested that the Freya and the Leomord probably shouldn't have been given to Alter Ego, right? Who that?
I wonder, Well, because we already saw in the first series today that was definitely a problem, but they still give it, and now you see the result. You can't spell Freya without Arfi.
That is actually so true. It's built into the name of the hero. Arfi, Freya, it's there. So why do we keep giving it? let's look first at the laning. We mentioned the Sekais and Innocent needed to be on demon time here. Innocent was on demon time. He handled Arfi in lane so well. And SRG handled Arfi. But it's not about the laning phase for Alter Ego, as we've already seen. Once they hit their power spikes, they have such a great understanding of the limits and strengths of each hero in their favorite hero pool that they will make it work every time.
All the more excellent is their target acquisition multiple times in this fight, especially with the draft that both teams ended up with, especially with a marksman like Claude, who is technically not a backline front-to-back kind of marksman. He will be everywhere, right, in a team fight. Alter Ego, 6 games in a row now, counting earlier today's series. They are so good at finding the right targets that about 95% of the time they will win in long, drawn-out fights. It doesn't help that their heroes are so good at picking out ults and then waiting. All right, save for the Eve. The Eve is a really long cooldown. Everyone else is like, okay, I'm ready. I can do that again. Each player, specifically Arfi, who is my personal vote as the MVP, is like a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah, especially the last clashes which they actually won. He jumped into Innocent first. Then Innocent was able to dodge, but he's still able to collect the kill with the last hit on the Sekais. Then eventually snowball from there. Arfi, the MVP, but if you combine also the peeling that he was able to give for his teammates, because I think that the MO for for SRG was to get into where Hijome was, and to be fair, I think that the air were able to catch Hijome so many times, but the defense, because of Arfi as well as Nino on the CC, was so good for Alter Ego.
I honestly see a world where SRG won game 1 because of just their wanton shutdown of Hijome. I felt so painful watching that Eve just not being able to RWM. Like, I think half of the fights here, he did not get to use the RWM properly. But eventually, as Wolf mentioned, how scary is it to have both a shredding damage dealer in the front line plus a peeler in the gold lane?
Yeah. Beauty of the lineup of Alter Ego is the extended fights. Perfect for Flying Cloud. They have heroes here that, yes, you would consider the Leomord to be ultimate dependent, but the Yasuke will just have to wait for it. Nino's timing on the curtain wall, call as well. So good. Again, Nino continues to impress us and win us over to become Alter champ in our own right. But Arfi, the thing about him is, even if he doesn't Valkyrie descent, he can just like basic attack, and he hurts. But then when the Valkyrie descent comes in, that's when it becomes even more of a problem.
And to add to what Nino was able to achieve is, it's so many times that his discipline with the vengeance is so good. He does not pop it without Innocent, being a threat. Like, he's always reserving that for a specific purpose, and because of that, it's so difficult for Innocent. Look at this. Eventually, when Innocent tried to go for that way onto the CC, they have found it, and last hit, by the way, coming up from RP. It's difficult for Innocent to position himself, and when that does happen, look at them. They let go of the real-world manipulation. They go on him afterwards. It's like they are almost programmed to react to Innocent. It's like they already know what Innocent is about to do. They're waiting for Innocent to jump, and once that happens, they are so prepared.
That was the fight that made me go, wow. It's like they were all speaking, but were also connected telepathically to know each other's next moves.
Yeah. They know their timings so well. Nino still deathless in this game, 7-0-8 on this CC that packs more damage than it does sustain. Gone are the days where CC will just go for maybe a War Axe and then the rest of defensive. No, you can just go for the offense. War Axe, Hunter Strike, Malefic Roar. Even his choice of defensive item in the Brute Force Breastplate is the most offensive-minded defensive item that we have.
You can even argue that the Winter Crown has some adaptive damage in there too.
Yeah, that's true.
It does.
It actually does. I think that Alter Ego Esports have designed this composition to win in this meta game that we have right now. Professor X have built this. This is the strategy. Leomord and Freya. It worked in day 1 of the M7 Swiss stages. Now, the day before the final day, it still is working. This has to stop, man. Freya needs to be banned. I feel like if SRG still wants to win the series.
And that's the thing. You ban Freya, you open up a whole can of worms, a new problem to find solutions to. If you ban out the Freya, something's got to give. You're going to have to, consider what else AE is packed in. And it's not like Arfi's useless if he ends up with a Granger or a Clint. He has so many heroes to
That's
look
right.
at
That's right.
that the Freya is just a comfort.
But Freya also kind of beats it down in the draft, right? Because you adjust so much. I think the presence of this hero also forces SRG to go for a utility jungler so that they can actually help out Innocent. Whereas I think it's just evident that SRG needs to accept that they also cannot play the utility jungler as of now. Until we see such a good utility jungler in a very good composition,
Yeah.
maybe that's when we can say that it is possible. But as it stands right now, it's clear that they cannot fight fighter versus utility. They have to use assassin versus fighter or fighter versus fighter in the jungle role.
Yeah, which is why we're also a little bit underwhelmed by the Baksha pickup, alongside then the Kimi popping up. Well, once that glue was locked in, it's like, yeah, they're not going to have enough damage. To their credit, 4-3 and 9 for Stormy, impressive. And they were able to match SRG, or excuse me, Alter Ego for the kills and even take away objectives. They were leading the aggression from time to time, but they just could not get that big win. The big win was easier for Alter Ego to pull off. SRG had to do so many things just to win one team fight.
Just to rewind back about 2 steps, Wolf is right. The whole jungle matchup has to be looked at with a magnifying glass, just enhanced about 10 times, because in the last 10 games, Sekai's only played 2 heroes, Yi Sun-shin and Leomord. I don't know, if you're playing Alter Ego, if you're playing against them in the shape that they're in now, I'm not so sure you have any room to play Yi Sun-shin, and you have to consider where that Leomord goes.
Well, as always, we encourage you for every M7 World Championship, listen to the panels. We have some pretty good things to say, you know. And
Sometimes.
if you can't like always listen to a panel, then sometimes having a strategic coach in your pocket is all the best thing that you can do. So we're going to say thank you to some friends, starting first off, of course, with Realme. You can check out all of their AI insights in the Realme 15 Pro, win rate predictions, analysis of gold, items, everything in real time. It's like having a strat coach in your pocket. That's the AI gaming coach feature. But there's also the consecutive skills features. Like you can macro key combos, preset them in just one tap. It guides your strategy, elevates your execution with a full AI-powered edge. From prediction to performance, the complete package. You play, we carry. Realme 15 Pro, the M7 official gaming phone. And of course, one of our favorite friends here, of course, is VChat. We all know about V. V is just great. We can take this moment to just share what has V done for you in your life in the small amount of time that we have learned of V. Oh, wow. His voice changes every time.
V-Chan.
Yeah, so what has V done for you, Wolf?
Yeah, sometimes he, transforms into a cloud, which I really like, because he floats around everywhere, bringing Visa's vision of being everywhere you want to be with his playful energy. V is here at M7 to experience the world of gaming and esports alongside all the amazing MLBB fans. Here to cheer on every team, whether they're winning or losing or they're drafting Freya. And remember, with Visa, stay fast, stay secure. Be the champion you want to be. Be the real MVP.
Yeah, we get it, V. Yeah, you always make that joke, and we love you for it. So you're just going to be right here. Of course, we saw that interview in the first series of the day between, it was featuring MRO participants here in Indonesia. That's the MLBB Rising Open. So Season 5 is back. It's still open to everyone and flexible to join. Now there's major upgrades. You can earn hero power from victories based on your weekly champion rank and team up with friends to form a 5-player team to compete. Rewards are stacked. Win or lose, you can earn MRO coins to redeem permanent skins, exclusive avatar borders, and more. Climb the weekly championships to qualify for the championship with bigger prizes and keep the M7 passion alive. And the passion is living and going here. SRG and AE. I think unanimous across the board. We are all in agreement for SRG. Let's just not give that Freya Leomord even.
I wish it wasn't so simple. That's what's scary. Is deceptively the solution is just ban the Freya, then all fine and dandy. We can go to the grand finals. It's not that simple, but it's a start. It's a step. It's a step.
It's a step in the right direction. It allows you to see that if the Freya is banned out, then what else do they have? Then how can we adjust to that, right? The little continuous growth of this series is what SRG wants to go for, as Alter Ego are still riding the high of their victory earlier today by taking game number 1. But outside tennis indoor is actually a great carnival that we have. So, hey, for more information on that, you should go ahead and watch this. We're going to talk a little bit more behind the scenes.
Hi, it's Monica Ko here, and right now I'm in the M7 Carnival, and it's very fun here. And as you can see behind me, there's a big giant screen there, and we can have a watch party together here. And not only that, but there's a lot of activities here that you can do, and there's a lot of booths with activities, fun activities and challenges. So what are the challenges and what are the activities? So come join me. And right now I'm in the Visa's booth, and something caught my attention because you can see behind me there's a long queue here for an activity here. So let us join the activity. Halo kakak, can I join this? Boleh dicoba gamenya? Boleh ya? Langsung nih, gimana nih caranya? Langsung swipe. Wow, okay. So I can see myself on screen. So let's try how fun this could be. Ready? Okay. Oh. So I need to cut the Visa logo. It's very fun, yet it's very challenging. So this is only one of the activities in this Visa booth. And as you can see, all around this booth, there are still a lot of activities that you can join and you can try. And beside the Visa booth, there are also a lot of sponsors booth that you can visit here. There's also a food and beverages booth. Let's have fun here.
Hey, don't forget, the M7 Carnival is just right there. You can join in tomorrow for Grand Finals Day. They have a lot of things you can do, activities. Of course, the merch booths are also there. So why not, right? Before you join in the M7 action in the arena, join the carnival.
I gotta go. There is Yuzhong Dan, Nana, Besar. I gotta see them.
I mean, accurate, yes. They are very large.
Besar Banget.
Besar Banget indeed.
Aisu was very excited about that. Shout out to Aisu. All right.
Oh.
You didn't hear me.
Yeah, man is locked in right now.
Man is locked in.
Man is ready to cast.
All right.
Or post more thirst traps. Okay, so for SRG game number 2, beyond, instead of sounding like a broken record of, let's say, ban Freya, ban Leomord, what else can they do in the draft? I think we have to begin with the draft here.
They have to. I think they have to really focus on the jungler. Although the Baksha is good, and like I said, if you block out the logos of the previous draft, you would think that the first 3 picks are just pretty much equal. The Baksha really works against this kind of composition from Alter Ego, but it seems like their mastery is not there yet. In the lower bracket finals, where every single thing matters, every single second, mastery now has to kick in. You saw in the previous series that if you just make one mistake, it can easily be magnified by your opponent. So I feel like that is one thing that SRG needs to fix.
Okay. So will they fix it as we head into the draft for game number 2? Action-packed for the first 8 minutes until eventually ran away from the hands of SRG. We now enter Broken Walls and SRG goes blue side.
This is a good start. By going blue, again, you up your win rate by a large fraction, and you also get to dictate what's allowed in that first pick swing, which in the first game was Freya.
Among the planes exists
And it looks like Alter Ego will let that through. They know. So they're saying, hey, Innocent, are you willing to go first pick Freya?
Yeah, that's tricky. You can also go for the first pick Leomord, but then Alter Ego will just go for Freya. So with it, it's like, no matter what happens, there will be a trade. If SRG goes for the Freya first pick, I think Alter Ego will just choose to go for maybe just the Leomord and then the Hilda eventually. Because what we do know is that if you draft the Freya, you will go for an assassin jungler, and Hilda eventually becomes the value of Hilda becomes really high. I think that the best option is to pick the Leomord actually. They go Sora.
All right.
You know what's happening?
Is this going to be the first time we'll see Cram on the Sora? Because if I recall correctly, all the Sora games for SRG was for Innocent. We might not have seen Cram on this hero just yet.
You're right. Sora has never been in the hands of Cram.
Not even hiding anything. It's Kimi Valentina. Well, this could be XP Valentina. This could be Gold Valentina.
Yeah. You really just have to adjust.
Depending on where they feel the Sora will go, which again, most likely, in the hands of Innocent.
SRG must get the Hilda now. I feel like Yusachin and Hilda could be a good opening here for SRG. Maybe a Hayabusa along the way, but also the threat of the Leomord is also a problem. So I think it's either Leomord plus the Hilda or Yusachin Hilda.
Fight for the
for
ultimate
SRG, I mean.
answer.
So they get the Hilda. And the Baksha, they are going to die on this hill. This is it. This is the new SRG.
Wow.
Oh no.
I'd like to think,
I'm legitimately scared for
I'd like to think it's not a matter of mastery. I'd like to think it's just AE are not the team to run that kind of lineup into. But wait, let me see. Did Aurora PH try this? They tried it once. Aurora PH tried the utility jungler meta once onto them.
Yeah.
And it was a Fredrin.
It was a Fredrin indeed. Okay. World is their oyster, Alter Ego. They can go for their assassin right now, or maybe just go for a Kalia. Oh, wait, it's spun out. It's the Leomord. I mean, it's just between Leomord as well as Yusachin, and then right now what they're going to do is to ban the marksman for Innocent, like the hard carry marksman,
so that they can kind of ensure that it goes where they want it to go.
Exactly. They just ban the Claude, maybe a
Granger
Harith.
or Granger.
Oh, Granger, yeah, Granger. Because I think they're fine with the Harith because that will mean that Baksha and Harith is the combo, which is like ultra magic based for SRG.
Yep.
So I think they just ban Claude.
Night sky tells all.
Ban Esmeralda.
Interesting.
Or maybe they will force pick the Freya. That's why they're not afraid.
Alter Ego is such an anomaly, even though you have a very clear idea of how they want to play and the heroes they want to play, that I'm taking a lot of time right now trying to think of the draft.
We literally have 1 day left in the tournament, and until now you say you think you know them.
Yeah. On this day, I still can't see clearly.
Yeah. It's so difficult, especially for Alter Ego, because it's just mainly because of how flexible they can be. But for SRG, if you want this to be safe, you are looking for... Actually, no, you don't even look for XP. You look for a road ban here.
Yeah, Alter has to bridge the first phase to the second. Because it's clear what they're trying to do with the first phase, but after bans, we don't know. Because even SRG is just kind of going, they're not hard denying. It's more of just, we make sure you go this way.
Yeah. You know what kind of sucks here for SRG? They have to choose whether or not they're willing to give either the Yuzhong or the Uranus to Nino.
Yeah. Uranus will be so difficult. Although they do have the Baksha, so at least they have that anti-sustain, but overall, that's not the easiest. Actually, you know what? What if Alter Ego prioritizes the glue now?
Ooh.
Because that will mean that they can flex it, actually.
Yeah, what if Rome Glue is actually just their answer to the utility jungle?
Exactly.
Just ruins your back line.
Yeah.
However, because of the presence of Hilda, you need some way to kind of stop the potential invades coming up from SRG. So you always think, do I pick the Khalid or do you pick the Hylos or the Cho? In combination with the Kimi, you typically want to go for a Gatot Kacha actually to help you out. Or with that Hylos.
That used to be the bane of many ranked game players. The duo of Kimi Hylos.
Yeah.
Instant stars.
Yeah.
And with the reach mid laner's gone, that will be really tough no matter what you end up with. They ban out the Cho, and that would have been good for Salang or for Alter Ego, despite them not having the sheer burst with the Cho Kimi. It is annoying. Someone gets kicked, attraction pulse comes out, and next thing you know, you get help the guy that just got kicked.
Alright. Glue might be a good... Like I said, it's a good pick, but I do feel like Hylos such a neutral pick for Alter Ego that really opens up the draft for them. There's not much counter.
Also, there are broken walls.
Yep.
It's a neutral map.
That's also very true. It's a Hylos. And of course, the double horse technique is great. Okay. Rome, Guinevere.
Yep. Confirmed. This is Alex Guinevere.
So much magic damage, obviously.
Yeah, and backed up with a Leomord. This could be on the way to another long stomp as SRG cannot put in more bodies or more mobile heroes. I just realized, yeah, they cannot put many more bodies. Their bodies are Baksha, Sora, Hilda.
Yeah.
Their last two picks here need some form of survivability or can last in team fights long. This is an honest approach by Alter Ego. If Stormy has a Lilia under his belt, this would be the time to bring it out.
Yep. Claude is so tempting for SRG because they need that hard carry.
Heaven's mandate.
They go Zip.
My legacy shall
Okay. And there's the Claude. But now you are in trouble. You might receive the Freya again.
Yeah. Because the Freya's not manned out.
Freya's not manned out.
And it's another fighting lineup. Alter Ego just refused to change who they are.
And you already know that the Sora is going XP, right? So the Valentina lane is going to be there. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yep.
The Freya is open. One or the other. Maybe the next alternative must be the Harith, but I doubt it will be the case here for RP. It's just a low-hanging fruit. Why would you change what's not broken?
Maybe their hesitation of picking up Freya here is because of the Zet, yeah. Nope, of course not. Nope.
They just thought about it, yeah, but they did not hesitate.
Yeah.
Or maybe they took the time just to talk about the first few minutes of the game.
Yep.
Just decide, hey, here's what we're going to do.
Delayed, not denied.
Delayed, not denied.
At this point, considering it's Alter Ego, I'm still going to lean towards Alter Ego for this draft.
I cannot not root for Alter Ego in this draft, so I'm going Alter Ego.
Insanity is repeating something and hoping for something new, but no, this is the same. It's the Freya.
Oh.
I'm so Alter champs.
It's one of those scenarios where we have to say SRG desperately needs to win this game number 2, because for the second game in a row, they give Leomord, they give Freya, they picked up a Sora when a Valentina's open. They didn't do that in the previous game, but that in itself in M7 feels like a cardinal sin. Welcome to game number 2. Alter Ego is leading. Will they go to match point first, or will SRG swing it back? Let's loop back in our casters.
Till the enemy reaches
Coach
the
Sheffer and
battlefield.
RP's conversation. Freya? Yeah, Freya.
All troops
Okay.
deployed.
It's happening again. Maybe Innocent
Welcome to
does better this
Mobile
time. I don't think that was
Legends.
the case in the last game, but hey, this might work better. They have a different of a draft, but I still have to lean towards Alter Ego's draft here too. Just when you think you know them, they don't. Maybe that's why they have 3 masks.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like there is somewhat of a clear idea as to why they are trying to stick with the Baksha going up against the Leomord. It's just that execution-wise, Alter Ego tends to get really messy in a good way, that they can't really complete the steps that are necessary for us to see what the idea is all about. Although in terms of mobility, it's still definitely going to be there.
Yo, big whiff by Sakai's there. Pops the retry and doesn't even get the camp. He will have it back up before Turtle, but still, the pressure is on, and you can see it in little things like that.
Yeah, they want to go ahead and push a lot of lanes here. A whole lot of concussive blasts here, of course. Again, this is Cram using the Sora and the XP lane with a concussive blast as well instead of the Brave Smite. Now, this is the problem with it. Like we saw on the Swiss stage, man. You know, Nino's got the Valentina with Brave Smite, Festival of Blood, and we saw it before where that Valentina pick that took the Sora ultimates and everything else was the better Sora. You know, it was like cosplaying a better version, and Nino could potentially do that here, depending on how this lane breaks out.
Yes.
Not only that, but I have to really commend Alec here. One of the most diverse roamers throughout the course of M7. Probably he might even have the most unique hero picks himself in the roam specifically, but you know, because this is not a hero, like Guinevere is not a hero that does too well. I think it had an 18% win rate or so.
Yeah.
But you know, seeing Nino holding on to that ultimate, Turtles up, they've got position in favor for them.
And coupled with these heroes, right, you could see the synergies come into play, especially with the copied ultimate from Cram that Nino could potentially combo with Alec later on. But speaking of, Alec is low.
Ooh. Fury comes down, a lot of damage on Yasuke. Cram gets first blood. They're trying to respond, though. A lot of damage on Yumes. Nino able to pick up the kill, but a response back. We're 2.5 minutes in, and it's already 3 kills, 4 kills. Make it 5.
Oh,
make it 4, baby.
RP.
Yeah.
Let's lock on to Sakai's here. Can he get the final shot? Sakai's just trying to get away. One more hit, and RP finds it. 4-2, a turtle into the hands of SRG.
The turtle not worth it, man. A lot of those kills went over to Alter Ego, and then you have 2 on RP now. So Again, they're going to find themselves in the same position as before, but even better of a start for Arfi.
Yeah, we might actually beat Game 1's record of number of kills in whatever number of minutes, because so far it's been action-packed. Even Cram this time around, compared to Game number 1, he's really trying to fight. And that's also mainly because you could say that he is on a Sora. He is the guy that's expected to do that, especially during those first few objective takes that you see. But so far, there's no significant lead just yet between any of these two. Probably the most for Alec, because you get to see him get poked down quite often. And it's not him landing the spatial migrations all the time, but I don't think that's going to be completely necessary, because you could rely on other members of Alter Ego to just follow up, even though you miss.
Oh, the 1v1 and Cram wins it out.
All right, you're not better than me yet, basically, is what Cram said. Interesting that they just kind of battled out there, but that's what to expect with this.
Whoa.
All right, they keep it together.
Yeah. So far, everything's still going good for Alter Ego Esports here, although compared to the past rotations we've seen from them, there hasn't been much towards the top lane. So Innocent and RP, they're still relatively free, but despite that, it's interesting to see that RP is on a 2-0 already.
It's really interesting too with the, every time the Zetian gets picked up, it's not entirely a dead lane in the mid lane, but it's more so like most mages cannot go against the range that the Zetian has over them. So you more so are kind of just stuck there waiting.
Oh, nice flicker with the Violent Requiem and the knockup, and in comes Yasuke, trying to clean things up. Cram is able to get away though. Alter Ego gonna clear the wave and move up onto the turtle.
Huge for Selangor Red Giants. Cram is still alive though without the flicker. Alter Ego.
Run onto Alec. Guys, looking for another shot. Alec forced to run away. Now Hijime and Nino on the way. Yasuke does not have the Phantom Steed just yet, but he is still gonna start this turtle.
Okay, Nino is gonna go take that ultimate. Then they just call off the turtle for now, while they go ahead and reset, grab the buffs that they need, especially for Yasuke. And you notice in the last fight that we saw, Yasuke got blitzed. So at some point, you got to be able to go ahead and maneuver around that for the way that SRG is taking these fights. So look at the control of Alter Ego, man. They pretty much just won that objective by just taking control around it.
Yep, and they will continue to pressure Sakai's. They got it.
Get it. Sakai's is who did get it? I'm looking for the orange buff right now, and I do not see it. Yasuke pulls up with it, able to get the Violent Requiem, and Yasuke gets the kill. Yumes in the midst of 4 members can't survive in a double kill. Over to Yasuke.
I guess that confirms Yasuke actually got away the orange buff. So Sakai's now down 2 deaths and is literally being... Okay, that's a passive from Stormy. They're not gonna finish off that kill, but yeah.
I think it's purple too.
All resources almost gone for you.
Yeah. Oh, Stormy.
Stormy got it.
Oh.
Sorry. I knew Yasuke didn't get it.
Okay.
All right, back to reality.
Flicker used. At least it's on SRG side.
Yeah.
Still, nonetheless, they've really got to be able to go ahead and deal with what's being thrown at them. It was great playing around the objective by Alter Ego, but then even though when they decided to put pressure on the jungle of SRG, there wasn't much of a response. Even looking at the items, again, they're not really where they need to be in terms of like fighting pressure. You've got a Radiant Armor, a couple leg plates over here across the board for more of the tankier members of SRG. DHS is there for Innocent. Obviously, he's still working on that second item, trying to build up here. But more so, he's just kind of farming up. He doesn't have to do anything fancy until he gets to that point. And as we always say with Claude, that's kind of like that. It's that card that you have in the later ports of the game, the mid game, late game, especially when the Trinity is there. And as long as Innocent can farm up, that's great for him. But more so, like we've seen, when a Freya is across from you, that's not everything, right? And at the same time, Alter Ego continues to build up.
Hijime just got that Sky Piercer in the way he's been playing. It might be big. The backside, Cram able to get the Shifting Clouds. The Fury comes down and the stun doesn't matter. Sakai's now moving on to Yasuke, but Yasuke still up. Cram getting low. In comes Arfi, diving on top of Sakai's. Arfi looking for the kill as Cram falls short on the top side of the fight. But in comes the Blazing Duet, and Innocent is immobilized. There's nothing he can do. Yasuke stomps forward.
And they lose 4 members of SRG in that fight. Alter Ego is just making it all work.
Yep, without Stormy there first. it was a massive problem here for SRGs. Cram too decided to continue what was started. He was split up, he was separated from the rest of the members, but Alter Ego had enough damage to deal with him. Now when they decided to shift, even when Innocent was there, even when there was a decent amount of damage coming in from the Blazing Duet, you know how Alter Ego plays. They're just all over the place, so nowhere is safe, not even with the BMI.
And not even, oh no, they're gonna go again.
The lock on. Hijime able to get some nice chip damage, and they're all brought back. Yasuke low, and Hijime gets the kill on the Ooms. Alex is trying to get away with the Fury of the Phoenix. Bashes them down in the bottom side. Keeping our eyes on Nino. He finds the kill on the Stormy, and it's nothing but Innocent standing.
The fight looked so good for a second for SRG, but they lose 4 again, back to back.
Nino on this Valentina, who's, I don't know, he's been using more of the Sora ultimates than Cram has ever did. And we have to take a look at the instant replay to see how things actually broke out. So if you were to focus on Innocent, definitely it looked really okay because it was coupled with the crowd control that Cram was actually able to use on the Sora. But those last minute dodges from the Fury of the Phoenix and this tanky mode that you get to see from Nino in the Shifting Clouds.
That's what I'm saying. That minor adjustment and not getting hit by the Fury of the Phoenix. Oh, traction pulls thrown out, man. AE is not letting up at all. They want to go ahead and take the buffs if they can. And I think SRG really wants to keep this side of the jungle.
Ooh, big dive from RP! And the knockup as well with a Violent Requiem. A beautiful Shifting Cloud comes in, and now members are dropping on each side. Arfi, though, still standing strong. He takes him down, and Sekai's will be the last to drop. Yasuke with a triple, and Arfi gets thrown the other two.
Yeah, a couple fell from Alter Ego, but man, oh man. SRG just keeps throwing their bodies into a wall, and that wall is Alter Ego.
And now, how unfortunate is it for SRG that it's Arfi and Yasuke who were still left alive at that moment? No one could hold them down. Who could you expect to actually dish out the crowd control? There was Cram, he was there, but he used majority of it to set up multiple members of Alter Ego, which we thought would already look good for them, but Yasuke and Arfi just walked past all of that.
Oh, another Violent Requiem. But in the backside, Yasuke doesn't care about the bullet. Face. He's gonna smash right through. And a nice Arfi on the Stormy. There's no escaping back to the other side. Hijime finds Cram. And Sekai's is all alone once again.
Alter Ego has done it time and time again. They'll do it for the third time. They'll make their way to this bottom turret as Yums has to watch.
They're gonna force it again. No Holy Shields. They've already taken out the mid and bottom lane. Holy Shields, it's Yums alone!
Alter Ego have been playing too long today, but Innocent's gonna come out. Alter Ego's forced to back off. And Yasuke takes the Lord. First Lord of the game. And Inhibitor's already broken.
Dude, at this point for SRG, I would almost just say, man, like, I mean, think about how many team fights there's been. And I would be thinking, man, we have this, but then all of a sudden we don't. And that's in a weird position to be in because your biggest damage dealer, which is usually the Claude like we mentioned, well, Purify was used, by the way. The Purify is gone now for Innocent, and Lord is making its way down bot.
Yeah.
This is going to be even tougher. He's going to have to rely on some defensive items and fancy footwork to make this work. They're going to go for the base. Holy Shields pop. Arfi jumping for Yums as that top shield is going to pop as well.
Yeah.
But now with the Lord making its way down bottom, how does SRG defend this? They are 12,000 gold behind, and this has been a dominant game for Alter Ego Esports.
They have range. They could definitely take advantage of that, but not if they're diving like
Arfi once again. And a nice Shifting Clouds, anything that Cram to do to save the team. But it's not going to be enough. Yasuke brought low. Stormy able to try to do something. All members still standing. And Nino cleans them up. They lock on to the base and Alter Ego take us to match point.
El Padre, he does it better. Taking the IMU ultimate, taking the Sora ultimate, and capitalizes on the push into the base. Alter Ego, I still have to say it, What are we gonna do with the draft? Take the Freya. What do you take away?
Take away the Freya. They need to stop.
But it's not even just the it's everything, man.
I enjoy seeing it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy seeing it and how good RP is with it, but not when teams aren't able to keep up.
You gotta take away, I don't know, the Freya, maybe the Leo Mord, but then, and that's what the panel mentioned, just when you think you have Alter Ego figured out, you don't. They bring something else out in the draft, and I gotta say, the versatility of Alec, making this Guinevere, who has an abysmal win rate, makes it work, man. And the amount of times that they were low health, fighting these fights but relying on each other, plus the killing spree that is here too with Yosuke, man, they were able to do this so beautifully. Like, what is going on with Alter Ego? Is this the momentum from Series to Series? Look at the smiles on Nino's face, man. Again, match point now. Match point against SRG. We're going to throw this over to the panel to break this one down because, man, what a game.
You know, instead of turning this into a podcast where we end up dogging on SRG, let's focus on Alter Ego. Let's just glaze them up until the next draft. I mean, from every role, every moment, every second, they know what they need to do and they get it done. They are playing perfectly right now. We put up some signs here. El Padre, that is Leo's new name here for Nino.
My vote for MVP this game.
His vote for MVP this game. And something in Filipino written by Wolf, ban nga kasi Freya, which means...
You should have ban Freya. You should have ban Freya. I told you to ban Freya, something like that.
At this point, it doesn't matter if the gold laner is confident of meeting and matching Arfi in lane. You are giving comforts that Alter Ego are using to dissect your entire gameplay. It's not about the individual skill. It's about how these heroes brought together make Alter Ego look perfect.
That's super correct, because you can see that the Freya Mord is just so good that even in that last big clash that happened around the orange buff of SRG, it was the Freya and the Leo Mord that actually survived the entirety of that, despite having so much explosion out there. But then you also have to think about the composition here coming out from Alter Ego and how they were able to use it. And also, their rotations into the first turtle were very interesting. But also, you could kind of expect it. The strength of the Freya is you can leave your lane, fast clear it, leave your lane, get into the turtle, force a 5v4. And we've seen that so many times. I'm just surprised at how much this has been repeated. I think, I hate to use this word, but teams are getting so stubborn when it comes to managing the Freya Mord.
And let's say all is done. We've picked our heroes, we've locked into the draft, which is, again, when you look at it on paper, let's say a week ago, 2 or 3 days ago, you'd say, I don't think that Kimmy would survive. Interesting. Guinevere Rome.
Yeah.
You would think this is winnable for SRG, even favored sometimes when you get winning rotations, right? But something about Alter Ego and the order in which they pick makes you think you're safe. And I can't believe it. Again, just to add to the whole Freya Mord situation, you got a winning lane in the XP with the Valentina into the Sora, which was your first pick, by the way, the Sora. And then you have the less than ideal lane of the Claude having to slow roll out of there in the early game against a Freya that's just always game. Come first turtle, she will jump you. This was writing on the wall. Alter Ego are on the same pace as they were against Liquid and are just literally just pressing load game.
In long tournaments like this in M7, there's 2 weeks, the meta game evolves, and there will always be a team who has the meta figured out. And it's very clear, with an 8-0 and 10 performance, back-to-back Freya Mord, this guy deserves to be the MVP. The way that he actually changes his target to the proper target eventually. Like, you would think that the Freya would only counter the Claude, but there were so many times that he actually finished off the kill onto Sekais when Sekais didn't have the Busans anymore, or the shield unity, I mean. And then he goes for that, gets for the last hit, and then eventually just takes out the entirety of the team when they do get out.
Yeah, not to mention how a lot of Alter Ego's heroes naturally, say for maybe the Kimmy, take away the passive of a Zetian. So already, one of our saving graces of, oh yeah, that's why SRG, that's why Stormy was so comfortable in the Zetian, is because it's the ultimate utility hero that might be able to counter and slow down RP's forward momentum. But alas, it wasn't. Even that wasn't enough.
His name is one letter away from being the name of the hero he's using, guys.
AE RP though.
AERP.
That's Freya.
Oh, that's true.
It's all there.
It all aligns. It's the Garuda for Indonesia. I mean, I don't know the word for Valkyrie, so we'll use the word for Eagle. It's the Garuda. What else can we say? Okay, looking away from Alter Ego for a moment, looking back into Tucson or Red Giant, they look awkward with this box to jungle. That has to change, I feel like. On paper, you can see the ideas, it works, but they just look awkward moving with it.
There was a time during the first start, though, when you can see the idea behind this lineup. You start with the Zetian ultimate to alley-oop your stuns that will come from the Sora eventually, and of course the jump from this backshot. And you also have that spotter, which in this case is Yumes, so that no matter what happens, you will have a maximum efficiency with your ultimate on the Zetian. However, the biggest problem that they had to face was Nino copying the Sora, and because of that, they exchange their explainers. All of a sudden, you have a Sora diving you as well as this Leomord.
And already, you're losing that exchange. You're not even thinking of what the laning looked like. So, approaching the situation, you're at a disadvantage. In the situation, unless Alter Ego just decides to stand there and take the Fury of the Phoenix laying down, that's your only way to win. So that's why this one went, I don't want to say a little bit faster, but way faster. We came from an almost 90-minute game to now just a 12-minute game.
At this point, we already brought it up in the previous series. You cannot question the mentality of Alter Ego, but definitely their mentality is they are already in the grand finals. They're playing as if they've already won the grand finals. This performance from them is peak. Yes, game number 1 was a lot of trades, but then if you look back at the trades they were taking, it was taken at the right time, and they eventually found the clap back. It's a team that, I don't know, are they being undermined by the teams that they're going up against?
I think that's where it boils down to. When you're talking about mentality, something about Alter Ego makes teams like Team Liquid earlier today, and now with SRG, they want to fight Alter Ego on the same front, wherein most times it's not a good idea.
And it's also another to really believe in the composition that you have. This is the second time that SRG have employed this Baxia plus the Claude, which actually works. Like, just if you're looking just at the face value of this kind of composition from SRG, you have 2 scaling heroes from your mid lane as well as your gold lane. That's just like super normal. And you have good early game heroes between the Hilda, the Baxia, as well as the Sora. In any scenario, if you use them against a utility or against an assassin or a fighter juggler, it would have worked. But this is not just you have not a fighter juggler or the assassin. This is a Freya with a Leomord. It has been refined over by Alter Ego. You can see how well they adjust with that.
Yeah, the Leomord of Alter Ego is not undefeated. The Freya for RP, not undefeated. But that is a 70% win rate on average from these 2 heroes. At this point, again, I apologize if we sound like a broken record, but if a team is this good with this specific strategy, no matter the theory that you come up with to try and beat it, if it doesn't work once, if it doesn't work twice, you have to change things up. You have to start respecting Alter Ego, and I've been doing this long enough that I get quite ticked off when I see one team clearly looking at another team and saying, we disrespect your picks, and this is what happens.
This is different though, because this is a best of 5 elimination match.
Yeah.
And when you gave up two wins to your opponents, they're at match point.
That's 2 wins too many.
2 wins too many.
Yeah, and this is why this win is so crucial for SRG.
That's right.
Because if they got this win, then that's hope for them. Like, okay, we can now play around the draft a little bit. We ban the Freya in game number 3. Maybe even take away the Leomord, and then the picture changes. Then you have another game to see what Alter Ego's response is to those heroes being taken away from them. Don't worry, I'm chill, guys. It's all chill. Don't worry, we're chill. We're just passionate about their jobs and passionate about what we do. And maybe the reason why I'm a little bit like this right now is compared to the Swiss stage, compared to the knockout stage, clearly we do not have our all favorite chairs of all time.
I got to sit on one doing the Filipino broadcast. Yep. I hosted for a week. I'm like,
Feels really good, right? Well, I mean, maybe if we had the Secret Lab chairs here, where you can play better for longer with Secret Lab's ergonomic chairs, trusted by the world's best MLBB teams, I would be less crashing out. No, I'm kidding. I'm chill. Whether you're enjoying a casual game with friends or climbing to Mythic, Secret Lab can elevate your game with tournament-grade ergonomic support, the very same kind that powers the pros on the elite stage. That's powering Alter Ego right now, the run that they are in. And, ooh, did you get something nice on your... Oh, wait, that's Acecraft you're playing. Okay.
I'm busy.
Sorry. All right, so... Wolf, I think maybe you want to handle this.
Yeah, you can do check out what Leo is actually checking out right now. Acecraft, an STG built around adaptability, random skills, bullet deflection mechanics, and retro cartoon, which we really like. The kind of style, all designed for fast, skill-driven aerial combat. Jump into Acecraft now for some nostalgic fun.
Yeah, wow. Layer, pretty damn good at Acecraft.
High score, baby.
I didn't know you had that in you. And yesterday we were speaking Turkish. Have you been spending some time at the MLBB Academy, where for some reason you learned how to play Acecraft and pick up Turkish? Well,
The etc. channel.
well, maybe it's because the MLBB Academy has been fully upgraded. You can get personal weekly reports to understand your pacing, strengths, weaknesses, along with a complete match history, so every big moment is recorded. You can also rate trending topics and share your perspective, like banning Freya and Leomord. Whether you're tracking stats or joining the conversation, MLBB Academy is where you watch matches and understand your growth in MLBB. You can check it out on mobilelegends.com/academy.
Speaking of banning the Freya Mord, I think that you also have to look at how good Alter Ego plays it. I think that we now have to reintroduce the box type of composition. It's practically front to back, but they're kind of the same. But
It's
basically,
mobile.
it's a mobile box, I guess. It's a moving area of influence that so far Alter Ego Esports has been very successful with. And then the way that they address Leomord is Freya, they just move in a unified unit.
Yeah.
And it looks so good.
It's, again, that's our main point here. It's not just the heroes, it's the fact that
True,
this
that's true.
team plays it so well.
That's true.
As if they were born to play Freya, Leomord, and whatever kind of heroes you want to pair up with it. They look comfortable. So, well, we're going to take our time to discuss more theories, maybe try to predict the next banning and picking a little bit better. But for now, it's time for us to watch this, a little bit more information on the great things here in M7.
I feel like no Malaysian fan, whether they are new MLBB fan or old MLBB fan, they will always remember SRG because they did the impossible. Malaysia has never won any international. And they won MSC back in the AWC 2024. And then they just keep on getting podium finishes.
We started from zero. None of us was a champion before, but throughout the bonding, we make it to MSC. It was a dream come true. And we have been together for such a long time. So I think that how we perform in this M7 would really decide how the future will be.
You can never forget that. Like our region, people say we're strong, but we don't have the achievements. SRG was the first, so that's very unforgettable.
Winter Crowd Play SRG are going to the knockout.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to...
Something that I think people won't forget.
Remember the Giants. They are one of the best teams in the world. Undeniable. Their achievement in EWC 2024 put them on the map when they defeated then Falcons AP Bren in a exciting 7-game series, winning the first major international trophy for Malaysia. This is what is on the shoulders of SRG, the hope of an entire country, and they're looking for their fairy tale ending. As is in real life, not all stories are at the center of the universe. Sometimes someone else's story is bigger and larger and more unstoppable than you are. And that's what it looks like Alter Ego is right now to SRG.
Wow, that's so poetic, Redmar, but I do agree. And as much as I want and really found and I appreciated the story of Sekai, the story of Kram, the story of SRG.
Oh, yes.
This is a competition, and the team that performs better, that plans better, that executes better, that rides the momentum better, eventually wins it. And Alter Ego, after their win against Team Liquid Philippines earlier today, they just have been resting for maybe an hour or 30 minutes.
Less.
Or even less. You can really feel the momentum and how they're riding onto it. Now they are rewarded because of it. They have 2 games ahead of SRG. They're at match point, just literally 1 win away from getting into the grand finals.
It feels like we're watching 2 teams that, for the side of Alter Ego, one thing that we talked about for Aurora Gaming Philippines, who are in the grand finals right now, is that they've evolved and finally come out of their cocoon. Beautiful analogy brought out by Trex, that it's like they've become this butterfly that finally realize who they are, how they want to play the game. While Alter Ego looks like the same team, which is why they are 1 win away from making it to the grand finals. Well, for SRG, it feels like they've taken a step back. It's like they're back in the cocoon, and we still don't fully realize, or they themselves haven't fully realized, what their team should look like.
That's why going into game number 3, you have to start with the simple steps. It's so hard to ask a question, who are you?
Yeah.
That alone is a grueling task to answer. So might I be able to present my 3-step process as to how SRG might be able to regain control
I'm excited.
in the series, all right? So step 1, stay on blue side.
Okay.
There you go. Stay on blue side. This is just an idea. That's why there's a bulb there. Step 2, ban the fray. I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 3 blue. Just make sure it's out of there. And then step 3 is pick the Mord.
Pick the Mord.
Because Sekais is good on the Mord. Again, quick recap of their last 10-game review. All he played was Yuzenshin and Leomord. He won more with the Leomord.
And I wanna really add to this concept that you have mentioned. I think it's really valid. You also have to make sure that the even Jushin is open or both banned, so that it's available for the trade-off. And what really makes this really good is that Leomord is a hero that is probably the top of the fighter meta or fighter assassin junglers that we have right now. And if ever SRG decides to go for a Yi Sun Chin, they are already countered. In fact, they might not even go for a Yi Sun Chin at that moment, which then forces SRG to put another uncomfortable hero for Sekais.
Yep, so I put a smiley face there just to show that I'm cool. I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm going to borrow the board. I want to write something a little bit too. So since you did that for SRG, I'm going to write something up for Alter Ego. Can you guys buy a little bit of time?
Okay. As good as banning, another hero that we also have to consider is the Hilda, which also is sort of a problem for Leomord, but it seems like there is a way for Alter Ego to actually manage it, which in this case was the Guinevere. Normally, you pick up something like a Khalid or a Cho to eventually answer this Hilda, because so that you can prevent the Hilda from invading your jungle. But it seems like the Guinevere from Alec is more than enough.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily answer the Hilda or step to it like a Khalid or a Cho would, because that would be answering it 1-to-1. But by doing Guinevere, you kind of threaten the Hilda from stepping into these weird brushes by popping a full combo. So Renmar, what have you come up with? Where is your magnum opus?
I spent a lot of time, did so much math, and for Alter Ego, I think this is the strategy they have to go with. Just do you, man. just do you, Alter Ego. Just do you.
Yeah.
I mean, they are not doing anything overly complicated.
Yep.
They are playing to their strengths. They have realized who they are as a team and how they want to play.
Yep.
So just do you.
And doing Alter Ego means being aggressive, being decisive with the picks as well. It seems like the way that they're drafting, there's already a formula that's like going through their head. Even when you know that they will be picking the Freya and the Leomord, there's still a full step process to go with it. to the point where they first pick the Leomord, they last pick the Freya, and in between they are banning and picking the heroes that will be good for their composition. Just build it from there. And now we can see you.
Wow.
It's official. You can spell Freya with that art.
It's just it's phonetics. You just
Yeah.
can't.
88% win rate. I believe that means that's 7 out of 8 games. He's only lost once with the Freya, if that's the case. The best among all players in M7 so far. Will SRG ban the hero? Thank you. Even in the headlines, that's the main thing right now. Will they ban it? Will they give it? Will they steal it?
They ought to.
They ought.
I would rather they ban it because from blue you can't rely on getting both.
Oh yeah.
The Leomord and the Freya.
And I would also, I would agree with that. I think you should just ban it so that at least when you eventually have to first pick the Claude, you're still comfortable with it. Because I think that Innocent with the Claude, that's actually scary. And even when they were losing, Innocent, you can see a lot of potential with that hero pick. And we already know that ever since the Swiss stages, Freya has been the hero to counter the Claude. So I think that is definitely a ban.
Oh yeah. Freya to Claude is Lunox to Farsa.
Yeah. 9 wins against Claude's 3 wins. In the matchup of Freya versus Claude, we go to Dangerous Grass. 9-3. That is the win rate of Freya over the Claude.
Oh.
All right. So step 1 for SRG is to stay blue. We're on point.
We're on point. Okay. Okay. Now you ban Hilda probably or Grok.
Yeah, because I think SRG would want to priority the Leomord. Okay, you ban the Grok.
Okay.
Okay, Leomord and Freya together are our biggest issue, right?
That's right.
So if they still give the Freya, at least that means they're picking up the Leomord.
Oh yeah, you break the combo.
Yeah, break the combo.
Break the combo at least.
It's a good place to start. I mean, we are the best of 5. Wait, they're already at match point, so
that's it. This whatever happens here has to be the right call.
Look at this. Look at this ban from Alter Ego. They banned the Sora. They gave it in game number 2. And they know that they could not repeat that kind of draft wherein they aggressively picked up the Valentina plus Kimi. They recognize that a strategy, even a draft pattern, it can be countered or denied. That's why they banned the Sora this time. And now,
Freya.
It should be the Freya.
For the love that is all gigantic, Freya, it's a Kalia man.
And you know what's worse? They opened up Jushin or Eve.
Yep. So that's the other sub note that you had, which is technically there, but I believe it has to be step by step.
Okay.
At least pick up the Leomord first, right?
At least break it. At least break it, right?
Just let Sekai's play. That's how you do it.
Oh no, the Baxia ban. You gotta pick the Leomord.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Pick it up.
But then Alter Ego will pick up Jushin and Freya.
Yes, it will make that Leomord struggle.
My God, this is such a predicament for SRG. But what if they completely ignore it? What if they play something out of their pockets?
Professor X is sitting on Cerebro right now.
He's actually so...
He sees everything.
Sees everything. He's seen this. Jushin is a good pick.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you get...
Less disastrous.
Leomord.
Or maybe just Freya Hilda.
Yeah.
What I feel like.
I don't need to lean hard on the Leomord too much. I would not be surprised if Alter Ego just pick up the Leomord and Freya, honestly. But if they decide to give one up and pick up the Freya and, as you mentioned, the Hilda as well, that makes sense. If they don't want to give Innocent the Claude, that also makes sense. But then that means they'll be giving the Freya to Innocent, which we're going to have to double check our stats.
I thought actually, no. So Leomord Uranus. Yeah, you're right. They are not scared of the Freya because SRG might not have picked it.
Well, Innocent, I believe, is 1 for 1 on the hero.
Okay.
He does have at least 2.
That's scary because
against Aurora PH.
Yeah.
SRG badly needs Shred, which now tempts you to pick up the Claude again. Because you need to really answer this Uranus eventually. You don't have access to the Lunox. So, what if they go Assassin plus Lunox? Like Heesun Shin and then eventually last pick the Lunox along the way?
Yeah.
Like, maybe get Heesun Shin and Hilda in this opener for SRG.
The Uranus there, shouldn't they consider picking up the Esme in the EXP?
No. Although they snatch it or they break it. There's the Hilda.
Good. Okay.
End of one
And
thing
immediately
is
the Esmeralda
beginning
pick
of
up.
another.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Professor X, man.
So
He's just so good at
they
drafting.
didn't follow
So good.
beat for beat the 3-step process, but
Okay.
they still ended up taking away at least half of the problem.
And the best thing about it is that they do have the two shit. So, in all honesty, I still feel comfortable about SRG's draft pick here. It's just scary because eventually they can no longer pick up the Lunox now. Not an option in the EXP, not an option in the gold as well as in the mid lane.
Nope, they locked it out.
They locked it out. So Shred has to come from somewhere else.
I think you're gonna end up being stuck with a carry, man. I think Alter Ego at this point are. Yeah, no, with the Freya there, they can't get the. Oh, this is tough. And the question: what does Sekai's playing? Thinking about it, I feel like there's nothing. The MSC 2024 MVP has been under the radar for the longest time, at least for a majority of their M7 run. So,
What a great man of the CC. That's the Shred that we're looking for. Maybe Harley?
does Sekai's have a Harley in him? Maybe, but the thing is, there's a Uranus on the other side. The Uranus is more than happy to just eat up the damage of the Deadly Magic. Similar to the Leomord, similar to the Esmeralda. You can bring them down low, but you're not going to kill them. He's also played Choi.
We also have to think about what Cram will be picking up because they badly need Shred. Alter Ego, they can get their roamer now. Red 4. In this scenario, they have access to Khalid.
They can go Guinevere again.
They can actually go Guinevere again. They themselves ban the Lunox, understandably so. The world is their oyster right now, but I think that if they do pick up the Hylos without any kind of Shred anymore, that will be another scary pick.
Yeah.
Zelda.
And then they can just wrap it up with an Eve, Hylos, Eve, Esme, Leomord,
That's right.
Uranus against a lineup that will not have the proper Shred and won't have the proper range.
Yeah. Even the Cho is actually so good for Alter Ego right now. Despite having a hit on the other side, could be a good way to control this Freya. There you go. There's the Cho.
On point prediction. SRG's last two picks here have to be either their ace in the sleeve they were saving for the grand finals or nothing short of a miracle.
No Sora for Crab.
Nope.
Might be left with Arlet, but it's not that good. No Alice as well. Are they going for something like a Tyroth now?
I mean, if they want Shred, Tyroth has that Shred.
Tyroth does have the Shred.
They might just be stuck with a Yu Zhong, which is still somehow left open. But who do you hunt down?
Lancelot.
Exactly, that's the problem.
Maybe you don't have a choice. Lancelot and Yu Zhong for SRG. It's the Suyu. Okay. Okay. But then again, you go Valentina for Alter.
Yeah. You just go Valen. Eve is not a necessity, but I think they can still make it work.
Can make it work for sure.
The usual Freya and Suyo has made the Eve pick more difficult to pick up.
No Farsa, right?
No Farsa.
So I think Eve or Kimmy are the options here for Alter Ego.
No, Kimmy's banned.
Oh, Kimmy's banned. So left with Eve.
Just Eve or Valen. Unless
Valentina is so good right now for Alter Ego.
Or do they ride off into the sunset into the grand finals with a different mid lane pick just for the hell of it?
Like a Kadida.
And
a Kadida.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
You know what? A Kadida.
Or just the Lilia? It's more they can pick up anything.
Among the plains.
That's a
Eve. That's an Eve.
No need to be. I mean, it's a safe pick.
Yeah.
I am excited to see this Suyo. I want to see it succeed.
Yeah.
I think this is a more doable composition for SRG as compared to the first two games. I still feel like this Esmeralda, the first three picks coming up from Alter Ego were just genius. So just because I want to extend this game, I want to go for SRG.
Leo?
I think SRG they have found an equation that works, but they really have to play this tight because Alter Ego looks so comfortable.
You can see Selangor Red Giants on your screens as we head into the game. Lighthearted, laughing a bit. Maybe an acceptance of their inescapable fate, or maybe because they might have just drafted something that can force another game and another moment for them to shine.
Will Alter Ego sweep SRG here?
5 seconds till the
Or
enemy
will
reaches the
SRG
battlefield.
clap
Smash
back
them.
finally?
All troops deployed.
If you don't ban it out, take it away, right?
Welcome
They
to
finally
Mobile
have
Legends.
the Freya in the hands of Innocent for SRG, but will that be enough? Is that all that was needed? Because this lineup looks different than what we've seen before, but it could be what is needed to extend the series here.
Yep, we're seeing another Suyo. We saw one yesterday too, and the entire idea behind it. My only worry is that Alter Ego has drafted a lineup that could really thrive in extended team fights. And if the Suyo doesn't find the immediate or sudden explosive engages or pickups that he wants, then it might be easier for Alter Ego to turn things around.
Yeah, part of that too is, again, this is a very different, I would say, pacing or tempo for Alter Ego Esports than what we've seen previously, aside from, Yozuka here on the Leomord, which we've seen so much of. And that's to kind of be expected, man. The XP laners just duking out. Flicker actually used from Nino to not get caught out there at Petrify as well from Cram.
Yeah, on paper though, there are really so many good answers from Alter Ego as their draft towards the lineup of SRG. We did mention a couple. The Esmeralda being
Nice. Skies fires back though. That's okay, brought low. Both teams gonna disengage. Testing the waters at this point.
Okay, still none of these two junglers will go down just yet, but going back, yeah, we're seeing them handling the lanes pretty well. Another advantage for Alter Ego, and I think this is one of the key factors we've seen from them in all of the previous games where they've been winning out majority of the early stages of the game. So long as Nino, although he did get to use the flicker earlier on, essentially what you just need to do as the Euro does is just stand over in front of your opponents. Okay,
Alec is there, but yeah, no kick on the Cho just yet. So no Way of the Dragon, no level 4. Just kind of, if you notice, both teams just kind of getting some battle spells out if they can. A couple more used from Alter Ego, but this fight could break out.
Yeah, it does come down. Yazuke brings out the Phantom Steed, but the Black Dragon is able to zone him away. Sakai's getting a free turtle here unless something can be done. No, it can't. Alter Ego decides to go back to the jungle.
That's usually what a Yuzhong will be able to provide for your team, especially around that first hurdle. That Black Dragon form is enough to kind of keep everyone else at bay, especially if they don't really have the timings or the level 4s they're looking for. So that free, basically essentially a free turtle for SRG to work with. Nothing too big though, as they just go back to the rotations. Now, also looking at the lineup for SRG, Stormy getting this Jushin pick was great. Really helps work together with having Yums on the hill, though, like we've seen, especially on this dangerous grass map here.
Yeah, and really good rotation so far. It's nice to see that the Freya right now is in the hands of Innocent, but it's not just him on the Freya and somewhat winning the lane. There's also a bit more attention that's put towards the gold lane here, potentially looking to really shut down the sides that we mentioned for Alter Ego, starting with the gold lane. And this is going to be such a crucial part because an Esmeralda who doesn't really get the early snowball wouldn't really pose such a threat against this lineup of SRG who has so many ways and such high mobility.
It'll be interesting to see how Arfi plays this Esmeralda, because in their matchup against TL earlier on this evening, it didn't work too well for Oheb. Yosuke going to go in.
Phantom Steed does come out, able to lock on to Sakai's. The nice kick lands on a Yums and a beautiful RWN, and Nino finds Sakai's in the bottom side. He tries to flicker, but there's no escape. Back in the mid lane, though, Yazuke and Alec have gone down. SRG making a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I feel like Alec really wanted to land the kick on Sakai's there. Oh, wait, Arfi!
Under the tower. Arfi able to get the Falling Star Moon. Will survive.
And here comes Stormy. I'm not sure if they're still going to be able to pressure Arfi.
He can clear this.
We'll be okay.
Okay, it was all right. So yeah, again, these team fights are breaking out objectives and everything else. You're seeing how this push and pull works, but with the lineup for SRG, they've got a bit of the upper hand because of just how things kind of fall into place. It was great that Nino was able to capitalize a kill and catch, utilizing his flicker. But still, you're seeing how difficult it is for them to actually enter these objectives, enter the fight, especially when Cram goes forward with the Black Dragon form.
Yeah, Cram is a lot more proactive right now. As a Valkyrie said, though, used by Innocent. Another 1v1.
They're just slapboxing at this point. No, she eats shield, she makes shield. Alec goes down. This guy's able to get the kill. Doom's gonna get pushed back. Yasuke has a Phantom Steed, but at this point he just wants to get away. A nice defensive RWM. Nino jumps back in, but just to get Vision and Alter Ego, give up the turtle.
That's great for SRG to go ahead and fight for the turtle. They do end up getting themselves secured. Yosuke just wanted to go grab his buff, and they're kind of having a hard time also dealing with the Suyo. This is a much better time for Sakai's here to kind of be able to weave in and out of these fights, utilizing that kit from Suyo, and it's really helping avoid some of this setup potential. Alec.
Nice way of the dragon, but a big petrify on Yasuke. He's unable to engage. Phantom Steed finally does come out, but he's too low to help Alex. Cram 2-0-2.
SRG are not leaving any breathing room for Alter Ego. Not even opportunities for Nino to just scout out the members, nor Yasuke to confidently use the Phantom Steed as he wants. Hijume too, he's been constantly forced to use the real-world manipulation around this area, not in any way trying to set up for the objectives, because SRG have been taking control of majority of it, and this shutdown that they've been able to accomplish towards Alec is huge.
Weller is ready, and in comes Sakai. Zarfi able to flick away to safety. But Yasuke gets pulled in. He's got the Phantom Steed out. One more shot, but Sky's able to dash back. Innocent now. Trying to lock on, but Yasuke still escapes with a beautiful way of the dragon from Alex to Shunpo. And Alter Ego escapes death by a hair.
Alter Ego just isn't dying. What is going on here? I mean, great way to kind of avoid that, because that should have been a couple kills over to SRG. It should have converted to a turret, though. So they will get something. They continue to build the lead that they have, nearing the 3,000 mark.
Yeah, this is the Alter Ego who you get to see not be as successful in terms of forcing the fights just yet. Even at that moment, the Way of the Dragon was used defensively just to make sure that they wouldn't be able to accomplish the chase towards Yasuke anymore now that Innocent is able to join the fights. However, things are looking a bit too good for SRG.
And when you look at this lineup again, hard part for Alec, as you see him 0-3, is this attempt to kick the right target. But like, who is the right target essentially going to be over here, especially with Stormy? You know, he's rocking the Purify, so mainly he's going to be okay. But even so, it's just been really difficult for him to actually get this kick. Oh, Alec.
There's no escape from that one. Cram able to find Alec. RWM comes out defensively once again to try to keep SRG away. Yasuke with a Phantom Steed backs off. Arfi, though, able to zone away Innocent. And that RDM just is continuously used defensively.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to really launch an attack at any point now.
And at the same exact spot for 3 times already, where it's just moments before the turtle, and that everyone from SRG just gets to escape. So now they clearly have the upper hand. They'll take another turret away from Alter Ego.
A lot of damage on a Nino. He might not be able to escape this one. Finally, Stormy gets the kill. Hijume just trying to clear the wave at this point.
They've just kind of shut down Alter Ego Esports' plan. And a lot of it, like I said, has been on the whims of Alec being shut down. Arfi is able to tank up a lot of damage at this point so far, but definitely still needs to build up these items defensively, because Alec can't do it all, man. And as you just saw from Nino, if Nino gets overloaded, even on a Uranus, he's going to get taken out. So they have to go ahead and play catch up. I mean, think about, there's been nothing fancy about this game's early game, but you're looking at a 4K gold lead for SRG. They've gotten a couple turrets down. They've put themselves in the best position possible to contest and most likely take that first Lord unless something goes terribly wrong in that fight.
Yeah, Yume's also picking up the Radiant Armor, means that he'll be able to tank a lot more of the damage either from Arfi or even Hijume at this point, who honestly always gets chased down, SRG is just always making sure that she feels a bit more hesitant to use the real-world manipulation. I'm hoping they find a bit of an opening in this upcoming fight, because so far SRG, Graham starting things off all the time with the Black Dragon form just makes it impossible for them.
Nino popping the Consecrate. Arfi's still trying to hold this down. You know, they got 20 seconds for the objective to come up, and it's SRG looking for a potential pick-off or fight that they can force Alter Ego into. And, you know, just again, the nature of this game, the pacing of it, very different from the previous two here.
You know, this is what happens when both teams draft 3 bulky boys, 2 tanky jungles, or 2 bulky jungles, and a female mage. Basically, they drafted the little girl as your mage.
I mean,
Basically, what we're looking at. I mean, if nobody goes down, this is such a different game than what we were watching.
Checks out. I was following along, man, but till that. So, hey, the Lord, though, secured by Sakai's.
Okay. Oh, boundary descent. Committed by Nino. Oh, on Nino. Okay.
All right, AE gonna back off. Lord casually goes to SRG at that point, and that's what I mean, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's going down at 6-1, and now Nino's bulky, Arfie's bulky,
yeah.
Graham's bulky, Innocent's bulky. Neither team has a marksman. Like, how are any of these guys gonna kill any of these 4 heroes at this point? I got a feeling we might be in for a long one.
I was waiting for the Stormy shout out, but
Big Stormy shout out. Hey, right now, with that Lord making its way down bot, I don't know if Alter Ego Esports is going to be in the best position to contest this, but they're going to try to go for a kill on Cram.
Oh, a lot of damage on to Cram. Yakuza might finally be able to pick one up. Sakai goes down. Black Dragon to run away, but Yasuke snipe him off the map. What? With a long shot spear of the sword. On the mid side, though, able to take the tier 3. A nice falling star moon on to Innocent, but AE got what they wanted. 2-for-0 trade, and now down to the bot lane to stop the Lord.
But you see the targeting, right? You see who Yazuke clearly wants.
Another one for Yumes. 3 men onto Yumes. Yumes caught in the midst. Will be able to get away. They know Stormy's coming, so they want to back up. Yazuke wants to get back to base. Alec gets pulled back.
I mean, if you're SRG, would you even expect that Alter Ego would have wanted to pick a fight, knowing fully well that there's a Lord marching down bottom and that they only left Nino and Hijume to take care of it? So Alter Ego still have these very weird but surprisingly working off timings for them when they decided to go for that engage. Yazuke clearly just wanted that kill on Sekai's and he found it.
This is the surprising thing here. I mean, despite everything that's happened in the pretty much the majority of the game, Yazuke is fine. Like, itemization-wise, he's pretty much keeping up with Sakai's. He's going to try to fight for his purple buff. He should be able to get it with the help of Nino, so that's there. And also across the board, really, they're not that far behind. I mean, look at this Lord advantage off of that Lord. They really didn't get that much, which is surprising again. And maybe a big part of that is because, like you mentioned, Trex, they just don't have the, those marksmen that you're used to seeing. You're kind of, you got a similar lineup in a way where it's like, yeah, you just have to kind of throw each other's bodies at each other and hope that you come out with a win in that because of the bulkiness, if that's what we're going to go ahead and call it, like these tankier heroes and setting things up around a Cho, for example, is your main component to make this work for now. And a lot of your damage, if it's not going to be able to be capitalized in a real world manipulation with Hijume, it's Yazuke to do it. And like we've seen before with the Leo Mords countless times throughout the knockouts, unfortunately, he's had a little bit of a more difficult time approaching those fights just because of the way that SRG's lineup works. You can see this now too. Trinity achieved here for Innocent. I mean, Innocent has just been doing his thing, farming up 0-0-0 right now on the Freya. But now he's going to be kind of a nuisance to deal with. He's going to be able to pop off the damage towards that backline, especially on Hijume if he goes here. So the fight for this Lord starting up. Again, a little bit of an awkward positioning for both teams to try to execute this.
Yeah, maybe we will be looking at whether or not Alec does find the right opening too, and how are they going to link up together. Oh, he misses the Phantom Steam.
RBL!
Huge. Black Dragon does come out. They're going to try to zone Yasuke away. Sakai's able to get the Lord. Arfie on the run. Cram able to get the knock up. But in comes Yumes and Alec. Nice kick on a Sakai's, but it's more to just disengage. Alec will go down. But Yasuke has the steed finally back. RWM to catch 2. And Arfie's brought low, but Yasuke brings 2 back into the RWM. And Cram might not be able to get away from this one. Yasuke dashes back. Stormy gets the kill.
All right, now it's going to be Innocent going for the chase. It's Nino who he's after. Arfie will have to disengage because Nino, only with a flicker. Oh, actually still survived, but not for long.
Now it's just Arfie against 4. He might be bulky, but it might be too much. He's pulled back into the midst. And Sakai's gets it. They might be able to try to force this in here.
Oh man, it's only Alec against all of SRG essentially. Can he stop him?
Nice Black Dragon. Wave still has to come out, but Alec goes down. And SRG will lock on the base and get one step closer to evening the score.
We are not going to have a sweep, not in the lower bracket semis. not in the lower bracket finals.
Hey, after what we saw in the last series, it cannot end in a sweep. And we're happy about it. I'm sure everyone is too, because we got to see more of this. And that's the thing. It all started with you got to take away the Freya, right? They got the Freya for SRG, but it was more than that. It was them being able to utilize this lineup, make quick work in the early game. They also got a power pick with the Yuzhong that was able to put pressure around objectives, which just made that time easier. I mean, the Suyo right now is 100% win rate. It's only got picked up twice so far, but that was a great draft from SRG and well executed.
Yeah, a very commendable reset too, if I may say. After what happened, and after how Alter Ego were just able to snatch away the first 2 days, it's great to see how SRG are in this kind of form, such discipline, even from the laning phase, and that punish or the denial for Alec to actually just look for whatever setups he wants to go for. That hurt Alter Ego so much.
Figured after this, I don't know if Alex is going to play the show again, man. He got completely shut down there. Let's go ahead and throw it to the panel to break down our game 3.
Now that's what we're talking about. That's the SRG that we remembered. And it seems like Selangor Red Giants have remembered the Giants that they are. They clap one back, let them cook. That was a pretty damn good draft.
Hilda and Jushin, if you combine that together, there's so much innovation in the early stages of the game. And then if you factor in this Suyu, which is a tech pick coming out from SRG, now it makes all sense. Now, when we said that the focus should be on the mid trial on the side of SRG, we did see it. They were phenomenal in the first few minutes of the game. They got the turtle, and then they got the perfect turtle afterwards. 3 turtles in their favor. It looks, there were some dicey times, but the lead that SRG was able to build from the early game was too good for them to close out the game.
I can put into a simple term briefly what SRG did well to deny Alter Ego here the momentum and the eventual sweep. They denied on the box. This lineup by SRG is just so good at more than just invading, but also by tearing apart whatever formation of fighting Alter Ego wants to do. Again, that show, unboxing them, yes.
Unboxing, yeah.
The show specifically is how you want to start the unboxing, right?
Yeah.
They just deny. It's like, all right, come in, Alec, come in.
Yep.
You're dead. And that's why our caster said, I don't think Alec's going to be playing the show anymore. That's not it. It's not that Alec played bad. It's just that SRG dismantled whatever step-by-step process Alter Ego wanted to do. Not to mention the Suyo. The Suyo and the Yuzhong are super slippery. So when you think that the Esmeralda on Arfi and the Leomord on Yasuke could get a final bead on shredding through SRG, just was not going to have any of it. SRG, I love it. This is the equation they were looking for.
They were playing well. And even when we saw that we could see some movements coming out from Alter Ego where they are poised to actually take back the game for themselves, it was there. Stormy was more than reliable, 2-0 and 10 on this Jushin, the first pick hero that we did expect to be the priority for SRG. Work in their favor. It is great versus the Leomord in general.
Yeah, I feel like looking back, with the trade that Alter Ego decided to go for, them picking up the Uranus, I know they needed like a stalwart presence to just like hold, but then Alter Ego just doubled down on, okay, let's make sure that Yasuke is just the center of this entire damn lineup. All the pressure on him. Arfi just needs to try and manage in lane because at the end of the day, they're playing for the Leomord. Yasuke was getting kills, yes, but ultimately SRG controlled the aggression and rotation of the members of Alter Ego, of specifically that show, as we've been mentioning. We put so much focus on the side lanes. The side lanes were already solved in the draft.
Yeah.
Freya didn't end up in Arfi's hands anymore, so they don't have the Freya and Leomord comfort that they're relying on. And without that comfort, you notice how differently they play. But SRG needs to be credited. Their discipline was good in this one.
That's what I want to say as well, because the way that they are handling their lead is so good. Even when they are poising to go for some kills, they just go back, dial back a little bit, and then fight once again. It's as if they're also fighting like they were the sustained team. And look at this. Look at what Craft was able to do. he did not deny the Way of the Dragon itself, but he denied the damage dealers at the backline. Said, I think Crab was just spot on when it comes to his targeting in here, as well as his timing that actually prevented any kind of move from Alter Ego.
So even in these small wins, right? This is a fight wherein Alter Ego would uncharacteristically randomly win. Is because they found the box.
Yep.
They chanced upon a box in that top lane, but eventually you'll see here, there's a fight closer to the end. Even if Hijume did get a good real-world manipulation, you'll see how they couldn't fight inside of it as well.
They cannot box SRG in place. They can probably set it up, but they get unboxed afterwards. And I think this is much credit to the Yuzhong, the way that he plays, and of course Sekai's being that sleeper, being a target essentially, inviting the members of Alter Ego Esports to commit on him.
And he was such a slippery target. That's one of the main strengths of a Suyo. This is what he was known for when he was big in M6 about a year ago. That was before his change, before his major nerf. When you're in the immortal form, you have damage reduction for both physical and magical. But now, it's just physical. But look at Alter Ego. Where is the magic damage coming from? It's just mainly the Eve from Hijume. Everyone else has to get in your face to deal that magic damage. Nino and RP. I think this Suyo pick is one of the few times where you could say that's safe.
Yeah.
Sekai is good on you.
Yeah, and with the nature of the main magic damage dealers of Alter Ego, sans the Eve, we're looking at the Uranus and the Esmeralda, it makes Stormy's item build all the more interesting. He went for the Ice Queen wand, glowing wand, and then brute force breastplate to really round it out. That if ever Nino and RP and even Yasuke wanted to get close to him, it's like, okay, thank you, I'm just spell vamping through you, I'm more difficult to take down than you realize, and then you waste your skills trying to get to me. I Crimson Beacon away, and I'm crowd controlling you. Great itemization by Stormy.
Alter Ego, they did go for an interesting draft, which I personally like. The way that they drafted Leomord with the Uranus. I think it was great as their first two picks, and then eventually answering the Esmeralda, answering with the Esmeralda to go up against this Jushin as well as this Hilda. I think that was a really good start for Alter Ego Esports. However, in the end, when it comes to execution, it takes a lot of time. And I'm sure that if they bought enough time for this Esmeralda as well as this Uranus to be, unkillable, maybe the times will change. However, the fact that they have lost the first two turtles and then eventually the third, that is why they cannot find their openings.
All right, last question before we head on over to a quick interview. Was this a better draft by SRG or better execution by SRG?
Both.
Okay.
For both.
So SRG just delivered the job perfectly from draft to execution to force another game to move forward. Alter Ego are still at match point, but it's time to move on over to the floor with Rose as they have an interview with Yanette.
Thank you very much to our panel. Hey guys, this is Rose, and currently in a 2-1 situation, I am with the SRG friends and family all the way from Malaysia. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so to everybody new here, kindly introduce yourself.
Yeah, Ken. Hello guys, I'm Yenete from Malaysia, content creator from Malaysia. Yeah.
All right, you're a content creator from Malaysia. Yen, let's talk a little bit about the game, okay?
Okay.
We know that Alter Ego managed to clinch a 2-0 lead, and then suddenly SRG managed to pick up their pace and their momentum and got one game. How do you feel knowing that SRG didn't allow AE to close off the game just like that?
Okay. Soalannya apa tadi? Last?
Okay, kita ulang sekali, okay? Tadi Alter Ego sudah leading 2-0, betul? Tapi SRG dapat comeback, dapatlah 1 point.
Betul.
Apa perasaan Yen sebagai viewer, sebagai audience dekat sini yang you nampak SRG dapatlah 1 point pun dalam match point tadi?
Okay, perasaan of course bangga dan Alhamdulillah. Ingatkan tadi 3-0 tadi. Takut tragedi M5 terulang balik. M6, ya ulang lagi sekali. So kali ni dekat sini takkan benda tu terjadi. Kita akan balas balik 3-2.
Wow! He said that he's actually very proud, and initially he thought it would be a 3-0, and the tragedy that happened back at home in M6 would eventually repeat itself, but Fortunately for the side of SRG, history did not repeat itself. Now, speaking about history, SRG was in this exact same position in the lower bracket finals just last year, back at home in Malaysia. And at that time, they had the home ground crowd cheering for them. This time around, however, the roles are reversed, in which Alter Ego has the home ground buff. Do you think SRG is already used to this kind of pressure?
I think kita dekat sini lebih fokus. SRG akan lebih fokus sebab kat sana kita lagi pressure lagi kuat. Kat sini kurang pressure-nya. So, M6, TLID bagi pulang SRG. Tapi kali ni kita pulangkan Alter Ego.
Wow! That is a statement in the arena. So guys, this is what he said. Okay, his words, once again, not mine. This is what he said.
Minta maaf ya, gurau-gurau aja. Jangan cariku ya, jangan cariku.
Okay, he said that he thinks that SRG should have been more focused here because they don't have the home ground cheering for them, which actually adds more pressure. He also said that back then in M6, TLID sent SRG home. So this time it's SRG's time to send Alter Ego home. And then he also added that he's very sorry and please don't find him and all that kind of stuff. Just joking. Okay, Yen, I told you to behave, Yen. Now, Yen, let's talk about this. In order to equalize the point to a 2-2, what do you think SRG boys, the coaches, what do they have to do?
Ban Freya or pick Freya?
Ban Freya or pick Freya?
Ban Freya, pick Freya, menang sudah.
Ban Freya or pick Freya and you guys will win. Very straight to the point. So you think Freya is the problem?
Yeah, Freya is the problem. And don't use Batsia.
And don't use Baxia.
Betul tak? Betul. Yeah! Okay.
I always end up with the most chaotic interviews here in M7 and I love it. Now back at home, we know that we have a very big M7 watch party. I'm pretty sure the Malaysians are back at home supporting us. Is there anything you want to say to the SRG fans and of course the Malaysians watching?
Okay, buat fan SRG yang ada kat rumah, yang tengah tengok kat rumah, yang tengah tengok kat phone, yang tengok kat TV, kita doakan yang terbaik untuk SRG menang and masuk ke grand final esok.
He said to all the Malaysians who are supporting SRG in their journey, wherever you may be watching from, your phone, your TV, wherever it is, let us pray for the best and hope that SRG clinches that last slot to the grand finals. You know what, Yen, as we wrap this up, I want you to lead a cheer. I want you to let the boys feel the Malaysian hospitality. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, Yen.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Mak, saya masuk TV. Okay.
He said, hi mom, I'm into TV. Okay, go, Yen.
Okay. Semua okay, bersedia? SRG ho! SRG ho ho! SRG ho ho ho!
All right, guys, and there you have it. Will Alter Ego be able to close this series in a 3-1? Or will Selangor Red Giants be able to equalize this score? Only time will tell. With that, let's throw it back to the panel.
Thank you, Yen. Our man Yen was listening to the panel. See, it's so simple. Ban or pick Freya, then just don't play Baksha anymore, right? Then you win. And you win.
And that's what we saw from SRG in game number 2. And I think that everybody's alive. Even the chat with our group chat with the Malaysian talents, they're alive again. And it's mainly because they trust that this should be the idea when facing up against Alter Ego. There are times when your opponent just gains so much momentum because of specific repeatable kind of drafts. And what you need to do is to just break that pattern. It's extra applicable for Alter Ego because they started earlier today with that kind of draft pattern.
Hey, by the way, if you want to be really good at MLBB and you want to be the best version that you can be while playing MLBB, there's one thing that you should do. Get the Patrick skin.
100%.
I'm serious. Just get the Patrick skin. It's the best skin in the game. Why did it zoom in on me when we're highlighting Patrick? Are you trying to tell me something? It's like, Blue Patrick is now available. Don't miss it.
Who was it that made the brave and possibly correct call saying this is the best skin in the game right now? Because I agree.
It is.
I think nothing comes close to it.
And I have to thank Alter Ego as well for giving us that position 5 or roam glue, because that means that Patrick can now be used in at least 2 lanes.
XP and roam.
Getting close to my ultimate dream, Gold Lane Glue. From now to February 8, reach level 45 and go 1 pass to unlock the Yuzhong Emerald Dragon for free. Purchase the Go One Pass to instantly unlock Yuzhong's Go One skin Dragon Shade and reach level 75 to unlock Yuzhong's Prime skin Cosmic Dragon. And hey, while you're looking good playing Magic Chess Go-Go, don't forget that we also have the Magic Chess Go-Go World Championship coming up. That's the Go One. This is the first World Championship of MCGG, and that's exactly what it sounds like in-game when you open it. On January 25th, the game day, the same day as the M7 Finals, the Go One Finals will be held at the M7 Carnival. A vast amount of watching prizes will be given out. Follow the official channels for the latest information, and let's jointly witness the birth of the first world champion of MCGG. Let's go back to MLBB as we talk about game number 4. It was blue side SRG Alter Ego, red side. I think we're gonna switch things up, which means the previous blue side game, or excuse me, red side game that SRG played and Alter Ego was on blue side. The priority was Sora, Esmeralda, Farsa as the bans for Alter Ego. This is going to look so much more different in the draft now for SRG. Grok, Jusin, Fanny. The thing is, they don't need to touch the Freya anymore. Either the Leomord or Freya is going to end up with him. But I think it's really just the Freya. It's not just the Leomord anymore. It's really the Freya.
And I'm sure that there is something that Alter Ego Esports has prepared for. Obviously, they are not just running the Leomord with the Freya. For sure that there will be another hero that they can bring up.
Yes.
They are the ones who brought Suyo, right?
Yeah, they're the one that first played Suyo, if I'm not mistaken. At least they did the Suyo in chip.
Yeah, that's what I can fairly remember them picking the other day up against Team Spirit.
That's right. It was a very fast game, 12 minutes.
It worked wonders for them as well. So, I kind of agree with you, Redmar. If in this scenario where you will ban, you will eventually have a chance to first pick either Leomord or Freya, Freya might be the option because if, in case the Leomord is picked up from the other side, you can just go Hilda afterwards if you don't ban the Esmeralda. If they don't pick up Hilda with the Leomord, what will happen is they will not have a chance to get the mid laner as well. So, yep, Freya, actually, pretty good first pick.
Yeah. For 10 games today, or more like 9 so far, going into game 4 of this series, Freya has been the linchpin. She is the anchor being of this series.
For good reasons as well. I think that teams have figured out how to use it, especially because some of the emblems were also buffed, and it's actually really good against some of the other meta heroes. It's gonna be Flying Clouds and the band Sora, Grok, Fanny, and Jushin. This is what, Alter Ego really poising to first pick that Freya.
Yeah. I wonder if they're willing to pull the trigger and if SRG are ready for it. Grok, Fanny, Jushin has been the consistent bans against Alter Ego today. Not just this year, today.
First year of our Lord, 2026. The World of Mobile Legends in the biggest tournament, most competitive M series at that, lower bracket finals, the day where SRG, Alter Ego, as well as the Team Liquid played, it's Freya, which is the linchpin of the draft.
Butterflies born by thy wish.
Yep. They just changed the order, but it's technically still Grok, and Fanny. I've already written down. I'm assuming that Red 3 is Fanny.
If the Fanny is picked up, would you think that SRG will eventually pick it up? I think there's a world where they actually do that.
Yeah.
There's the Kalea ban. All right. So Jushin was banned. If this is Fanny and not Freya, first pick for Alter Ego will 100% be Arfi's hero.
Yeah. Get either that Claude or the Leomord. Claude or the Freya. But if I'm SRG, I think I'm willing to ban the Freya. At this point, you really have to acknowledge the sheer audacity of the pick.
Yep.
Or the lack of banning.
Yeah.
If they let it through.
Yeah.
And I think it's just so beneficial, right? Because they can also pick the Fanny third pick if it actually comes to that. But they might be also scared about the Fanny for Alter Ego. Finally.
Oh, there you go.
Respect.
Respect.
The crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes wild.
The metagame is cracked open.
It is. But the Claude is left open for Alter Ego to take.
Yeah, and Arfi's a pretty damn good Claude.
That's right.
He can just let all SRG, if the Claude ends up going to the hands of Alter Ego, they can't be distracted of whatever's in the jungle. They need to pressure the gold lane. Because if RP can farm, and then AE can win. I think that's the best way to put it. If he can farm, they can win.
Now that Pharsa was the first pick for Alter Ego, SRG can actually snatch that pick up the Hilda to go with it. I think Claude Hilda is such a good opener for SRG. If in case Leomord or Fanny is the pickup for Alter Ego, at least they will have a good opener already.
Yeah.
Oh,
They want that control, they want that aggression. I think Alter Ego might end up with a high loss later on, considering just how good they play it together, the high loss and Pharsa.
And it's a great unboxing hero.
Yeah. So it is Hilda and it is Claude.
The Claude, yeah.
As expected. Alter Ego, they might not pick up the Leomord anymore, but they might be showing off with the Fanny if in case they will pick that up. However, the Uranus seems like a good idea for Alter Ego to pick up in this early to this game, especially how good they are with that hero.
How crazy would it be if they go Uranus here in blue 2-3, and then find a way to flex it into the jungle for 4-5?
That's not crazy at all.
Yep.
That will definitely be the case.
We now know it's not overcooked.
Yeah, it's not overcooked. That's the Granger and the Fanny.
Never mind.
There you go.
Not bad.
I thought they wouldn't be willing to play considering that they have the Hilda on the other side, but Alter Ego, one thing about them, they love their comfort.
They love their comforts. Yeah, for SRG, want to go for the Eve now? Or maybe Valentina. Valentina looks good right now because I'm pretty sure that we will be banned out if SRG does not pick that up right now.
Lunox is also available.
But there's no good Lunox target so far.
Not yet. Nothing to shred. Yeah.
Nothing to shred yet. Fanny will just outrun that Lunox. Eventually, the Granger just gun him down. I think you're better off with the Valentina if you're SRG. Or perhaps the Uranus.
Drop the beat of the flash. Your team.
Joy Claude. Okay.
Wow, they will match fire with fire. They want aggression, and it makes sense. You're looking at the Pharsa and the Granger. SRG, instead of looking directly at the Fanny, they thought, wait, we already have the Hilda. That's fine. We have to deal with the jungle first. We have to deal with the mid lane and the gold laner first, I mean. Pick up the Joy now. I didn't expect it, but I respect the game.
I would say it's risky at this point. Although, so far, what they can do is to ban out the anti-Joy heroes from the roam role.
Yeah.
Maybe a Cho, maybe a Tigreal if it comes to that.
Even in the EXP lane, they might have to consider banning out the Phoveus, but they might even pick it up for themselves.
There's a roam that only very specifically Alec uses. Did well against the Hilda earlier in the series.
Alter Ego identifies the Phoveus can be a red 4 pick.
Yeah.
To ban it out. Obviously, Fanny hates playing up against that hero.
How crazy would it be if SRG has their own swerve of their own and then suddenly flex the Hilda into the EXP, then they pick up a Badang and roam?
Yeah, but that actually works. Great first Pharsa. Stellar against Fanny. That is a valid pickup. And you know what? Even Cram can play it.
Yeah. XP Badang also.
If it comes to that.
We're leaning a little bit more towards the crazier ideas of what to expect. But the Uranus, I think, was brought up earlier. Might actually be good for SRG.
It is actually really good. It has good synergy with their heroes. It provides them that sponge in the front lines, and it will allow them to take the objectives much more comfortable, especially because the Esmeralda Phoveus, as well as this Alice banned out. I don't think that there will be more choices here for Cram.
What's left?
I don't know.
Badang, Lapu-Lapu.
Badang, Lapu-Lapu.
Uranus.
Might just go for the Valentina as in this specific slot though. Because that means that you will have the perfect hero. You can still manage to have this flex on your Hilda as well.
Yeah. So you keep the mystery.
Keep the mystery. Valentina. Oh well, okay. As expected, I mean.
Yeah.
Honest.
Super honest. Alter Ego, what is your spread now?
They don't have the damage anymore. It's Roman EXP they're playing for.
That's right.
So they're looking for management, not shred. Oh man, are they?
Yeah, Franco?
Oh, I wouldn't mind suppress. If they can go something like a Kaja or a Franco over the Cho, that would not be too crazy. High loss also still works, in the sense that you just have that quick stun to dish on the Claude or the Joy.
Yep.
If they pick up the Badang, what would be? Yeah, I can't think of any other good XP here.
There's the Hylos.
Pick up that. Just pick up the Hylos.
What's an XP?
Hunt begins.
That is Rupee.
Oh wait,
Anti-Joy.
Yeah.
The pool on Alter Ego is something else.
Now the Lunox's stock has increased so much.
Yeah.
I think it's really good for SRG now. Just so good against the heroes of Alter Ego. You don't want to go for the Valentina anymore.
Yep.
It's a winning matchup.
Matchup, you want to pick up the Lunox now.
I hope they're not thinking about something like a Kagura.
Kagura will not be effective at all.
Yep.
Mario.
Please don't.
I think the worst is Zetian. I mean, not the worst, but one of the choices. I mean,
so Zet or Lunox?
It's a choice of all time.
It's a choice of all time.
They played more Zet than Lunox.
Or Odette if they're crazy. Lilia. I don't necessarily like it. I think Fanny kind of likes playing against Lilia amongst.
Yeah.
Their little interaction.
Oh, on one side, you force out the black shoes, and you have the black shoes to survive. On the other side, Ruby and Hylos are not happy about it.
Yeah. But then again, you know what? Brigida is casting. We're going to a game 5 for sure. I think this is SRG going in for game number 4.
Leo?
I think that Lilia pick was the linchpin. Storm was given the option, Lunox or Lilia. This was what the Mage Prodigy chose. I think SRG might take us all the way.
Will we go to game number 5? For me, I'm leaning a little bit Alter Ego. I don't know why. There's just something in the air. Maybe I'm just getting convinced by the crowd. Well, we have one more game. Let's see if this is going to be it or if we're going to go all the way. Nice to Trex and Brigida to tell the story.
Till the enemy reaches the
I'll tell you what's in the air.
Smash
It's
them.
a Fanny. And that might be one of the integral parts to make this draft work if they want to end it here for Alter Ego. Can SRG extend the series? Well, they've got an interesting draft to possibly make that happen. This is, again, very different from what we saw in the last series and then in the last couple of games, but it could work here.
Yep, and we're seeing Nino on another unique hero pick. It's going to be the Ruby in his hands this time. But I think going back to the entire conversation where we left off, or where the panelists left off about the Lilia, it's, I guess there could be a lot of arguments regarding or surrounding this hero. Because if you were to look at the lineup of Alter Ego Esports, even in terms of range, right, Hijume being Hijume, I could really expect the burst damage to come through, the constant pokes to at least make Stormy feel a bit more awkward, and the range coupled with the Granger, I feel like could deal with a lot of the pressure that Stormy could do, but that doesn't take away the fact that, yeah, it could pose a threat towards the front lines, mainly Alec and Nino.
Okay. Looking at the emblems here. Again, I like that we also get in game 4 of these more aggressive, faster-paced junglers that are going to be picked up. The only thing is for Yanzuke, he's got to be a little more careful of how, like, not getting behind, purple buff being taken from him, pressure there if he can. Yeah, you've got a little defensiveness now for Innocent, rolling with his tenacity, just to have a little more durability on this Claude because of the fact that also, yeah, you have a Fanny across from you. So definitely one of those things. And yeah, I think even for myself here, I didn't expect the Lilia to come through this draft. I was almost expecting the Lunox there, but for the most part, maybe Stormy's idea is also just, as long as he can avoid getting set up.
A lot of damage from Yasuke, already picking up the first blood.
Ouch.
Flying through the air.
Okay. Yeah. I guess one way around it could be when Stormy feels confident enough to just keep throwing out the glooms and then using the black shoes to get out. And then there's really decent cleanup you could expect from Sekai's and Innocent, like the dives. But the thing is, Alter Ego, they're the ones starting the fights.
Okay. Yazuke putting the pressure there.
Whoa.
So they're fine. But here's the thing. Turtle, pretty much for the clear taking for SRG, as they should be able to secure it. They have control of this area. Yazuke had no angle there to go forward. But because of the first blood, that's something that SRG is going to want to be wary of. The scaling that can happen here for Yasuke. We know he likes the Fanny. He can play it really well. We've seen Fanny pop up now from Swiss stages up to this point.
Yep.
And it has been able to snowball some of these lineups, some of these compositions, and get wins pretty quickly. And so for SRG, they've got to be cautious of that. And I think, again, this lineup does allow them to...
Oh! On a Uranus!
That's what I was talking about, man. The snowball potential is huge.
Yeah.
On the Fanny.
The amount of hold you see from Alter Ego works so well for them. It buys enough time for heroes or players like Yasuke to actually dish out the damage. But on the other hand, SRG, who could you actually expect to hold down Yasuke? Because I feel like this is another recurring problem that we see constantly in the previous games. It was once a problem for Arfi on the Freya. Now he's not. It's a fatty on Yasuke, but the cables don't land.
Alec.
A little bit of damage on Alec. Yasuke walking on to Innocent, but Yasuke's in a bad spot now.
No energy.
The cutthroat, but he still falls. Humes able to pick up the kill.
I'm not sure what the plan was there. Yasuke was going to maybe just get some information. I don't think he actually meant to go for a steal in the purple.
He did miss a couple cables before
He
that.
missed the cables, and now this is what I'm talking about. The pressure on his purple buff for him not to get it.
Is he still... Who did end up getting that?
It's a Sky.
Guys,
Yeah.
he didn't use Retro, but still was able to secure it.
Oh.
You know, this is the, I guess, the risk reward, right, of picking up the Fanny. You miss a couple cables early on, too. That's going to set you back a bit, but nonetheless, they still hold on to a lead. Guys jumping in the mid.
Guys, down comes Glorious Pathway. Electrifying Beats does go off, but he's not able to connect onto any. You know, yes, you missed the purple buff, but you said it right. Alter Ego still holds a gold lead, and the leveling between Sakai's and Yasuko is still even.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doom's
mid
flickered
again?
for that too, by the way.
Made. Barely able to get away there, but Crimp Thunder gets the kill. Nino gonna try to slow him down. Comes Yasuke, looking for the cutthroat, able to get it and get the kill. So 1-for-1, but I do like the kill going into the hands of Yasuke there.
They're trading kills for the objectives right now. Alec.
Alec won't be able to get away from this.
All right. Alec goes down. Not sure if that was actually necessary either, but that's what's happening, right? They're trading objectives. They're getting kills, and a lot of that damage that's coming out from Yasuke he's got the bladed Hepsies. He's got to make sure he locks in his buffs, though. He needs to be able to get that point, and SRG's not letting up.
Big feather airstrike, Black Shoes still takes a shot to the face. You know, but the thing is this is what Alter Ego wants.
Yeah.
This is what they want every time. They want to bring out the worst in you and make you fight them head on. That's how they always get you. And if SRG continues to play this way, it might just fall into Alter Ego's hands.
Yeah, they're gonna focus on the gold lane though. It's clear that they really want Innocent to have the advantage. And so far, they're actually making it work. There's been team fight participation for Innocent here, 2 out of 3 kills. He's a level ahead of RP. And he hasn't been caught by Yasuke. That was the only instance Yasuke could have actually taken out Innocent.
Yep.
But I guess it was a miscalculation on his part because he already missed a couple cables. He did lack some energy. He could have walked away from the threat of 3 members of SRG, but he didn't. Now he is starting to feel the pressure from SRG just the same. RP already losing his tier 1 turrets allows for so much room for SRG to group up together, and that's what you don't want if you're Yasuke looking for some early pickups in the stages of the game.
At some point, too, Nino's Ruby pick might play a part of these objectives, these fights that they're looking for. Now, the difficulty of that is you're working against 2 Purifies, of course, which we expect Cram should be able to get away. I mean, he is on the Sternness. Nino's making his way up top. Oh, they follow through.
I'm offended. What's the Destinata on to Cram, and Cram goes down along with the feathered airstrike. Alter Ego Esports find pickoffs.
Right on cue. As I was saying, Nino's Ruby is always going to come into play, and it does that. Now Turtle's up. This might be actually a Turtle that can be contested and secured up by Alter Ego Esports. For SRG, they're still going and maintaining most of this. Again, for Innocent to continue to build up, he's going to be fine. Humes will go ahead and rotate down for this, as they do want to fight for this last Turtle. Guys in position.
There, I'm offended on to 2. Nino still on the run, though. Placing Duet in the backside. Innocent picks up Nino. Alec going to be next. With an airstrike, though. Lands on the Humes. When Humes saber flicker, and here comes Cram for Hijume once again.
Oh, Yakuza, he swings around for Sakai's.
He's looking for a target, is able to get away. Sakai's doesn't have the electrifying beats, isn't going to fully commit, decides to just go for the Turtle instead.
Yeah, no one expected that entry from Sakai's. Or maybe not even that entry from Cram when he did get to finish off the kill on Hijume under that tier 1. So Alter Ego Esports, they have found themselves a bit too deep, trying to set up somehow for that upcoming objective right there. But when it gets a bit too split up, especially in scenarios like this, they aren't able to coordinate, you don't get to maximize the amount of lockdowns you have, then it's not going to be as easy for Yasuke either.
Yeah, Cram doing work on the Ernest. He's finding the right targets, pushing them away from the fights that are breaking out, and that's part of the plan for SRG. They continue to do that. Malefic Roar picked up here now for Yuzuke, so he's been able to do a lot of damage just with the Blade of Hepsies. Now that he's got a Malefic Roar, that's great for him to build into, but also at the same time, Sky Piercer and the Hunter Strike for Arfi, and Arfi, if he starts to build up the stacks, then you have more of that pressure where Yasuke just kind of weaves in and out, popping off tons of damage, and then Arfi scales up and is able to capitalize on him or Hijime.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I feel like majority of the attention from Alter Ego has been towards Crab in the EX lane. Oh no!
On Alec. Vitalize does come in. They'll be okay. They're going to re-engage now. Hijime wants to join in on the fight. Yasuke comes swinging in as well. Sekai's unable to get away with an airstrike. Arfi gets the kill and gets his first stack on to that Sky Piercer.
There's a stack for him. They'll clear out the mid lane. SRG is really putting their pedal to the gas here. But the problem is, again, if they get punished like that and then they start to give over stacks, now Malefic Roar 2 for Arfi, you're going to put yourself in a bad position very quickly. This is not a massive lead or anything that they're working with. And Lord's up in about 10 seconds. You can start to see our Alter Ego start to put some pressure on some of these tier 1 turrets. They want to open up the map before these objectives.
Something that's been huge for Alter Ego here, they continue to send Yasuke up to the XP lane, giving Nino the ability to be part of these fights. Because like you said, you know, Nino's going to be huge in a lot of these fights. He's the one that can catch them off guard when Sekai's tries to dive.
Yeah, so that's why they've been putting so much of their attention on the EXP lane. Whoa!
Ooh, I'm offended. Black Shoes forced out very early. In comes Innocent, getting a couple free shots onto Alex. He wants to try to push it, but he VMI's back. The disengage from SRG, and Lord is back up.
And they get to see that Yazuka is working on the turn down bottom, though. Doom is also trying to make sure he is within sight. For me?
It's just his own. It's just his own. Nino able to lock up 3 members. Electrifying Beats pops a little bit early for SRG, and now they are not going to be able to contest this quickly.
They wanted to potentially make a move on Stormy because they knew the Black Shoes was used earlier and that Purify, but it's back up. Neither team wanting to commit to the Lord just yet, and they don't really have the space to work with. They want to go ahead and get what they can. Battle spells down if they can. Again, this is very close. It's a very close game right now, especially in terms of itemization. So right now, it's more about trying to get a numbers advantage if they can. If they can get a pick off, that's great, but it's just push and pull. It's SRG that has the control of the Lord right now, though.
Yeah, you really wouldn't want to try and take down this hero. It's always
and I'm offended from Nino. The storm is here, but Blazing Duel locks on to Hijime, and Hijime falls. And the backside Yasuke able to pick up Innocent. It's Gold Laner for Gold Laner, but also a mage from Alter Ego. So SRG still controls the Lord.
Okay, so honestly, when it was just Cram standing in front, then Nino didn't really want to throw out anything just yet, but he found 2 members, and I think that was the perfect opportunity to at least try and set something up. Okay, so now...
You saw it coming, Brig.
I didn't.
What happened? What happened?
Just Stormy got deleted, man. Yasuke is going to be a problem. 6-1. He's been a problem all game. Yums will go ahead and pop off a little bit of damage, but I mean, just with what Yasuke has in terms of items, he can deal with some of this. So positioning now for Alter Ego Esports around this Lord. Oh, Yasuke still on the bottom side, mid lane.
Damage on a Sakai, so he tries to lock on to Arfi. Arfi gets the outplay! With the help of his team, a quick poke in the face from Alec, and there's no way out.
And even Hijime, he just flew out of the entire team fight. Just when we thought he could have been the first to fall. Now that's 2 consecutive crucial members of SRG going down.
Yeah, it's the team fights just are not going the way of SRG right now, and I feel like they've really lost grip of this game just in a couple minutes. They still have control. They can still win a fight without Sakai.
A lot of damage. Innocent tries to escape. Yasuke unable to connect. Cram able to zone away Arfi. But Nino still holds down the Lord.
They reset the Lord here.
Back on the map. Nino wants to keep it going. Yasuke and he's able to take it. But now they've got to get away safely. A big arm offended on the 2, and Nino falls. Alec going to fall next.
Oh, he's going to chase Yasuke down too. I'm not sure if Sakai's going to catch him. Okay, barely, but man, they gave the call to just secure the Lord at any cost. They made it happen, but the cost was 3 deaths for Alter Ego.
Yep. Oh, now Crab. Okay, that was close. Okay.
Yazuke.
Okay, maybe
does have a flicker.
Yeah. So still, I'd say it's a really commendable call for Alter Ego to actually go and win that objective, despite them not being successful enough in taking out Innocent. Because I think that's where we get to see the entire Tenacity Fighter Emblem combination in action. He was a bit too tanky for Yazuke to finish off the kill. And even then, SRG, they were still trying to fight. But Alter Ego successful with the Lord at least. But this might not, or they might not get much out of it, considering the way that the map is looking right now.
Okay, right now they're looking for a potential kill. Nino might have gone for the pole, doesn't go for it. They maintain the tier 2 turret there up top. But SRG has been playing the map as well. They'll deal with that Lord that was pushing down bot. They continue to go ahead and just get reset here. So it's back to it. They built themselves a bit of a lead, and they've got pretty good durability on this lineup. The same can be said for Alter Ego Esports, though, and that's where, again, now you're this portion of the game where it's like, all right, the gold laners, it's different, right? When you don't have the fire gold lane, it's like you now have this range accessible to the teams here. You can see that, again, itemization is nearly identical. A bit of a lead for Innocent, but the damage that he's able to pump out with the Blazing Jewel is what is a huge threat in comparison for Arfi. You know, again, he hasn't built up a ton of stacks or anything, but he does have itemization on this Granger to deal with some of this lineup from SRG.
Yeah, this is still, though, Arfi's, or one of Arfi's key heroes. We saw it once, or when he was able to get his hands on this, he did a phenomenal performance, and now he's not as behind. You saw that outplay he was able to accomplish against Sekais earlier too, and now with a Magic Blade that could be a bit more safe.
The bait was real though. Sekais gets pulled back in with I'm offended. Nino in a little bit of trouble, but they should be okay. Free shots on a cram from Arfi. In comes Yazuke dashing back to the base. The black shoes pop from Stormy, and both teams disengage.
A lot of battle spells were used from Alter Ego. I didn't know if they try to go ahead and go with it. I'm offended full, but they're going to force a fight potentially again.
Yasuke didn't get his purple buff.
No purple buff for Yazuke. That means
before the Lord.
Energy and Lord up in 10 seconds.
Okay. So far, at least, the waves are being managed really well for Alter Ego here. Not entirely the opposite lane, though. They are yet to take away that tier 1 up top. So Alter Ego, the way things are looking right now, especially considering their composition, it's just really Yazuke who you could expect to separate from the rest of the team. But Crab will show up here too.
I love Crab. He's just like, I'm going to pop the Consecrate. I'm going to do my thing. I have an eye on Yazuke. Lord is up, and it's actually going to be started by SRG. They're blitzing it. And because of that, again, Cram has been everywhere from start to finish up to this point. And he's providing so much information and such a front line for SRG. So with that, they get themselves an easy lore.
Oh, Conceal?
Conceal's used.
A lot of damage on Yunes. Wilson comes in. Yazuke takes a couple shots to the face. With this Lord, I don't think Alter Ego's going down just yet, as long as they don't make any big mistakes. But there's a high probability of maybe more than one inhibitor dropping.
Yeah, gotta be careful too. There's a flicker, I'm offended combo that's brewing if ever they get to successfully clear everything and SRG decide to overstay. But SRG are fully aware of that idea. They aren't actually showing themselves or making themselves available or within reach.
Again, this is a very difficult lineup to just force yourself into the base, right? They've got great, they've got crowd control. They got great clear, especially with the Farsa. I mean, Yazuke can help clear as well. And then Arfi just sitting in the back. He's got a rose gold now. A little bit of defense. He picked up a Sea Halberd too. Alec went Radiant Armor, got the Dom-Eyes, Chastised Pauldron. So defensively, they are able to go ahead and fight. And I think too, again, Nino, a big pull could change the course of that, so they can actually defend the base, probably even another Lord, and that's why SRG wants to take the discipline route. They can't overstep, even though they have this advantage. If they get punished, there's potential for things to turn in favor of Alter Ego Esports. So it's better if SRG takes this lead that they have, and they just go with the fundamentals, right? Wait for that Lord to come up. If they try to make a response or a concealed play, which is most likely going to come from Alter Ego Esports, then it gives them that advantage to stay alive. Because these feathered airstrikes, you can see it takes Innocent down to half.
Yeah.
So they really have to be careful how they approach it.
It's also looking like a winter crown for Sekais as his last item. So there could be a lot more opportunities to bait out resources for Alter Ego, or just stand there and throw out the electrifying beats while everyone just scrambles to keep themselves safe from the damage that you could after you out.
Yumes. I'm offended onto Yumes. RP had to get a couple more shots. Purple buff is up for Yasuke.
Oh, they used the
Gonna
Feather
need this
Strike.
before the Lord.
Feather Strike used up. Look at
Dry
this.
Bush.
They're just going to go put pressure here.
Oh, that's a
Very
rip.
anticlimactic.
Yeah.
That's all part of the plan, though. Like, we've seen this many times, and that's what I was saying when we jumped in this game. With a Fanny on your composition, you know that there's going to be pressure for the purple. If you can't get it, well, here's a fight.
Yumes onto Arfi. Arfi's not going to be able to get away with this one. Able to with a better airstrike in response to this and with a blazing duet. Goes down, and Yasuke hasn't even joined in the fight.
Oh, Wind of Nature.
Still doesn't have the energy. Wind of Nature comes through. On the boss side, Cram finally falls. 2 members drop from Sangalore Red Giants. And Alter Ego find a moment.
The Lord is up, though. Does SRT even want to do this without Sekai's? They have to reset.
That footwork we saw from RP.
I thought for sure he was gone.
Yeah.
Call that an athletic flicker, by the way. Every time we see that, that is the move right there.
Oh.
He just repurchased. I think he flipped one of his items. I think he buys Rose Gold, and he just bought back, what's it called, Stormy, though, making her way in. This should be a good Lord for Alter Ego.
Ooh.
Wow, a team fight that was started up by SRG. Like I was saying before the Lord broke out, they had them sandwiched in, and Alter Ego responded.
Yes.
And that's Yasuke without a purple buff earlier.
And on top of that, I feel like, okay, that's...
Can we respect the fact that Arfi sold Skypiercer?
Yeah.
Just rebought it again.
That's why it's...
He's got boots. He has no boots now.
Mm.
That sidestep.
Yeah, that it was, again, there was a bit of help from the Glorious Pathway too, and of course the other members of Alter Ego jumping in, but it was really, a lot of the footwork was just all Arfi at that moment. It was also the Rose Gold also keeping him a bit more safe, but ultimately, without them being able to take down Arfi, and with Nino coming in clutch to make sure that Sekai's was gone, Alter Ego now, this is a huge opportunity. It's an evolved Lord.
Evolved Lord up top, SRG on the back foot. Yasuke, all right, putting the pressure. How does SRG respond to this? Nino up front, pulls.
Offended onto Cram. Cram taking too much damage. And Hijime. And look at Arfi. Just like last time. Conceal play. Alter Ego breaking through, and the damage is just too much. Innocent comes in, but another I'm offended. Hijime in the backside. The Lord is on the base. Arfi looking for another target. Arfi's down though, shut down from Hijime. They can't quite break through.
They take out a base turret up top and bot. And now one base turret stands for SRG to stay alive.
Oh, Alec has the Glorious Pathway.
Don't have Arfi, but Hijime is going to reposition. There is a feathered airstrike in the kit. Sakai's pulled back in. Nino able to lock him down.
Innocent doesn't have Blazing Duet just yet. Can he defend this? Now he's got it.
Blazing Duet comes in, but it's still not enough damage. One cannon minion on the base. All they got to do is get a couple more hits. Cram tries to defend. Another wave on the bot side.
He's going to hold the minions.
Doing everything he can. He gets pulled back in. Some doubted. Some said they'd never make it this far. But today your eyes are on Alter Ego as they take all of the hearts of Indonesia with them to the M7 Grand Finals.
First it was the Titans and then the Giants. And now they face against the Lights in the grand final.
All of the doubts, despite them initially being labeled as maybe a bit too unorthodox in terms of their approach, they've proven time and time again that it actually is their strength here in M7.
What a series, man. You gotta think. back-to-back series. 9 games Alter Ego went through. And it's not like they dominated those series either or the games within them. They grinded through this gauntlet.
Those were 2 champions they took down. Captains of their respective regions just to make it where they are right now.
When this event started, nobody's eyes were on Alter Ego. Nobody thought it was SRG, it was TLPH, it was this team or that team. Alter Ego defy it all.
They defied a whole lot of naysayers, but there's also a nation behind them now going into the grand final. And you know they're going to be cheering just as loud. You saw the watch party out there towards the end, man. They are going to be out here tomorrow, and we are going to be in for a show. They took out champions along the way. They made adjustments along the way. They adjusted the meta along the way here for the M7 World Championship and leave it up to a team that a lot of people might not have had their eyes on, but now they do. Alter Ego has showed us so much throughout their run in the lower bracket especially. And my God, I can't wait to see what they're able to bring to the table in the grand finals. We're going to throw it over on stage for our winning interview.
You may have fallen short once more to make history for your country, but know that the M Series stages will always be the Giants' playground. Thank you once again, Selangor Red Giants from Malaysia, for your journey until this point.
And now, advancing to the M7 World Championship Grand Finals, Alter Ego Esports!
Congratulations, boys. I'm seeing the condition of the players right now, and it looks like some of them actually have tears in their eyes, and they must be so tired after 2 best-of-5, so we'll try to make this quick. Now, Nino, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Now, considering everything that you've gone through to be at this point, how do you feel right now? Selama ini Nino udah ngejalanin banyak hal ya, udah ngelewatin banyak hal juga dari MPL, season. Sekarang kamu bisa masuk M Series dan bahkan sekarang kamu di Grand Final, Nino. Apa rasanya, Nino?
Jujur nggak expect sih bakal sejauh ini. Kayak gimana ya? Ya awalnya banyak banget bermimpi, gagal. Akhirnya ada di Grand Final internasional, itu kayak mimpi aja sih.
He really didn't expect this to happen. After so many years, he felt like he failed. And now everything that has happened so far, it feels like a dream.
Oh my God, I only can imagine 9 intense matches for 2 days for Alter Ego. It was just so amazing. Hijume?
Hijume,
earlier today, you took down Titans from the Philippines. Now you eliminated the Giants of Malaysia. How did the team prepare for this long day? What was the mentality coming into this fight?
Paling dari latihan kita udah nyiapin dari segi mental, dari segi in game, semuanya udah kita preparein sih. Kita bersyukur aja masih banyak banget yang support kita walaupun kita struggle, kalah ya kan. Tapi alhamdulillah lah, gue bersyukur banget bisa masuk Grand Finals. Semoga besok hoki lagi.
So Hijume said the preparation is already prepared before the matches, in game and everything, and he want to say thank you for all the supporters that always support Alter Ego.
wow. The mentality that these kids have right now up on stage. Thank you, Hijume. Arfi now. Hello, Arfi. Arfi, everyone is saying now that you cannot spell Freya without Arfi. Why are you so good at this hero? Kenapa Arfi jago banget sih pakai Freya?
Kenapa aku jago banget?
Karena ada Bang Geni yang ngajarin aku buat main Freya.
Siapa?
Bang Geni,
Bang Geni. Oh, Zephyr. Zephyr was the one to teach him and that's why he's really good. Ada lagi?
Ya, kuncinya jago Freya ada di Shepherd.
The key to his Freya is with Zephyr. Kaget gak sih tadi banyak yang ngelepas Freya kamu, akhirnya kamu bisa menang main Freya berkali-kali? Were you surprised that the Freya was left open for you to utilize over and over again?
Kaget sih sebenarnya. Cuma ya kalau dapat hero-nya ya pakai aja. Kalau nggak di respect, pakai. Kalau di respect ya udah.
He was very surprised that the hero was left open, but if it was left open, he'll just use it. Respected, he won't use it. If it's respected, he can use it.
What a standing performance by RP using a Freya today. So, Yasuke, you once had to fight for your green without full support from your parents. Today, they are here, leading the support for you. What does this moment mean for you, and what would you like to say to them?
Momen ini ya?
Yes.
Paling untuk momen ini benar-benar sangat berarti buat gua. Soalnya gua player entah berantah, gak ada yang expect kan gua bisa sampai ke grand final ini. Gua sangat bersyukur, terutama buat coaching staff, teman-teman gua, sama keluarga gua yang support. Terima kasih banyak. Itu semua sangat berarti.
So, he said that he want to say thank you not only for the coaching staff and also the family that always give him a full support.
It's amazing because we got to talk to your parents earlier on. Tadi orang tua kamu datang loh untuk support kamu. Jadi mereka juga kelihatan senangnya ya dan sangat bangga banget sama kamu Yasuke. Alec, you've already made history even being here in the grand finals. The last time that Alter Ego was even close was M2, but they couldn't make it to top 2. So the fight is not over. Tomorrow, you'll come back and face Aurora Gaming Philippines for the World Championship title. So could you help us to assure the thousands of Alter champs right now that there is a chance, there is an opportunity for Alter Ego to lift that trophy and bring it finally back home to Indonesia?
Sebenarnya yang aku bisa janjiin ke Alter Champ sih, kita nggak kayak hari pertama playoff lah. Kita udah mempersiapin semuanya buat lawan Aurora PH dan nggak akan kejadian buat kalah yang kedua kalinya.
He's prepared. He said that this is not the first time. It's not like it's day one of the playoffs. They are mentally prepared. They have also prepared to face Aurora Gaming Philippines so they don't lose twice.
Wow, I cannot wait to watch grand final tomorrow. Okay, congratulations again one more time for Alter Ego and get some rest and good luck for your grand final tomorrow. Now, to find out what happened in the match before, we will throw it back to our panel.